KO debate here. We lit tonight. Y'all come through, man. Y'all know how we gonna show up and show out. See y'all all in the building.
Yo, it's Saturday, and we still here popping up on your ass for another episode. It's your boy KO. It's your boy Knockout. It's your boy KO 86, Knockout Boxing 86, whatever you want to call me. I'm here, I'm live, we back, we lit. I ain't got much time. I got maybe an hour and a half, but god dang it, I said the wifey got a Pilates class. She going to do her Pilates thing because she missed her class yesterday, so she making it up this afternoon. I say, well, shit, she gone. I ain't got nothing to do. Fuck it, let's go live. So we here. Shout out to Todd Draper with the 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. She said absolutely nothing. She just showing love to the channel. Shout out to my dog, the Writer's Block, becoming a channel member. And all my channel members, yes, we got all the predictions up for this fight cards going down tonight. Shout out to Ezekiel Johnson in the building, A. Sostain, Todd Draper, Brother Huey Q. Y'all please run the likes up. We not usually live on today. We not usually live around this time. So YouTube algorithm may be tripping with getting out our notifications, but let the people know that we done popped up on their tail. And the way that you can do that is you can hit that like button. And I ask that you obviously donate to the super chat, hit that Cash App, join the channel as a member. I'm the only channel on YouTube that actually gives my channel members content every single week that's exclusively just for them. Do y'all know how hard it is not to tell the public who I'm picking for fights? What my prediction is, what my breakdown is? And I keep it just for the channel members. So if you want my picks, if you want my predictions, please join the channel as a member and hit that super chat and that Cash App button, y'all. It goes a long way. I don't like lying to my audience. And y'all know I'm not lying to y'all. I let y'all know what my goals are. My goal is to be the biggest and best on YouTube talking this boxing and to make this to where I don't have to have a full-time job. Right now, I'm doing this and my full-time job. I would like to be able to only worry about covering the sport of boxing. So your donations, your memberships go a long way to help making that happen. So show your boy some love. Shout out to Gervonta856, Mr. Boxing Fanatic, aka Paid in Full. We got Josh Sanders in the building, Mark West, TYTY007. We got Jace Boyce Sr. Ali Give the Bully Kennels, DP, are you with me? What up, DP? J Man, what's good with you? We got Writer's Block in the building. What's up, Arena done slid through? What's up, Arena? Kurt Hurd in the building. No, you don't. You've already been body bagged and toe tagged and zipped the fuck up. Bro. No, you don't. Hen Dog, the fearless one. Marco Sinat, what up? Billy Wright, what's good? DF21407. And I know goddamn well somebody gifted you that membership, nigga. You did not buy that shit. But if you did, I appreciate you. But you want smoke? Just go. It's a debate that we had up on my channel. Right? It's posted up here. You can go look at that and then you can go have nightmares about it, bro. We don't do rematches in one-sided debates. You got to beat somebody from the chat. You know what I'm saying? Let me see you win a debate or two, and then you can come back and maybe I'll do it. But I'm not entertaining somebody that was so easily murdered. You gotta come and you gotta work your way back up the ranks, bro. The winning drive, what up with it? Salute to you. Big Bob Gunn, what up? Tired ass Cowboy fan, what's good? Yeet Huncho, what up? Robert Pitts, what's happening with you? Steph, what's good with you? Don Bowden, what up? Terence Gayden, what's up with you? Mr. Davis in the building, what's up, bro? 2 cents, what's up? We got Seattle Rick in this thing. Brashley McClendon, what up? Shout out to Josh Sanders, what up? Salute. What you say, bro? Dang, KO, did you zip him up? You did him like that. You wrong, bro. It's on the channel, bro. It's on the channel. It's up here. I did it on another channel, recorded that shit, and then brought it back here. Easy work. In the building boxing, what up? Yeah, nah, like really bad. One of my worst ones, Josh Sanders. This is up here. It's up here. It's on the channel. We don't delete nothing, bro. It's still there. All right, we got 90 people in the building early. In the building boxing. What's up? Salute, salute, salute. We got 90 people in the building early, man. Let me start right here. Where we at on the likes, first of all? Where we at on the like? We gotta run these likes up, bro. Let me get this camera turned on too. We gotta run these likes up, man. 100 people, y'all know where the likes need to be. I want all 100 of them. We got it right at 100 people. We got 100 people. I need my likes to 100. What network is the fight on? We got 2 of them, DP. We got the Zone, right? That's where the Williams and Pato Tevin former rematch is going to be on with Oscar Collazo defending his 105-pound mini-me title on the co-main event. And then on ESPN, we're going to have the Michaela Mayer, Sandy Ryan Part 2, the rematch with Brian Norman Jr. versus Huegos Rancheros, Derek Cuevas over there on Top Rank on the ESPN, bro. Robert Guest, I appreciate you. Dundrick, then my dog Dundrick in the building. What's up, Dundrick? 64 likes is not enough. We need 100. I know I'm not usually live, but the standard is the goddamn standard if y'all want me to get to talking this boxing, bro. Ty say we at 68 likes. That's cool. I appreciate that. I need 32 more. Barbara D, what's up, Barbara D? Salute. I need the like button smash. Marcy, what's up, Marcy? I see you, bro. Randall 700, what up? Salute to you, bro. Yeah, I seen it. I probably got videos coming on that today. Paid. I probably dropped. I was gonna drop 3 videos today, right? Like I do every day. What's up, Boxing Hacker? But wifey left. You know what I'm saying? She's doing her Pilates shit, so I figured I'd go live, and instead of doing my videos, I'm gonna talk about what I was gonna talk about in the videos. But then tomorrow I'll probably do the Tim Bradley video, what he said about Tank Davis' name being in the mud and shit like that. Yeah, we'll cover that. But today we're gonna be covering what Bob Arum said about Tank Davis. We're gonna be covering what Terence Crawford said about Errol Spence, and then we're gonna be talking about what Turki is doing with his Fatal Fury card going down May the 2nd in New York City, Times Square. We gotta talk about that shit. Ty Austin, I appreciate the compliment. But I'll have videos on that tomorrow. Then we'll probably cover that too, because we got the morning after show tomorrow. So y'all got me the next 3 days to end the month, man. I'm live today. I'm live tomorrow morning. I'm live Monday night, man. We working all the way to end the month, only like we will on Knockout Boxing 86 TV. We got 131 people in the building. I need 100 likes, bro. I need 100 likes so I can get to these previews for y'all, man. Channel members, don't worry. They ain't getting no breakdown. They ain't getting no picks. Channel members, don't worry. Barbara D, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? The writers block, don't worry about it. I'm not giving them the picks. We just gonna preview the fight cards real quick. Trey, what up, Trey? Salute. Trey W234 in the building. J Main say we're at 83. I just need 17 people within the sound of my voice to hit the goddamn like button. Push the button. Push the button. Push that shit. Boxing hacking, anything Turki and Devin Haney do, you got you getting crunk, bro. Anything Turki, Alalshikh, and Devin Haney do, you support it, bro. Nigga, you don't listen, boxing hacking, bro. You don't have to tell me your opinions. I already know them. You don't have to announce what you think of stuff. We already know what you think based on who's doing it, bro. We know, bro. If Turki's doing it, you love it. We got it, bro. If Devin's a part of it, it's great. If it's Premier Boxing Champions or it's Tank Davis, it's not so good. That is your stance in a nutshell. You don't have to tell us what they doing. You know what I mean? You don't have to tell us, bro. You can just sit back and enjoy the. You can just sit back and enjoy the content, bro. We know what you think. You know what I'm saying? Whatever Tim Bradley said about Tank Davis, you agree with it. Whatever Bob Arum said about Tank Davis, you agree with it. If somebody said something positive about Tank Davis, you disagree with it. We got you, bro. We understand. We got D Free in the building. What's up, D Free? Salute 600 said, what up? Bowtime TV, 2-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. He said, absolutely nothing. Bowtime TV just showing love to the channel. I appreciate that 2-piece, big dog. We at 100 yet? Where we at, man? I'm ready to get going, bro. He said we're at 93. We need 7 more, man. We need 7 more, then we right with it. You know what I mean? 7 more, and then we cooking. Big Dre, what up, Big Dre? Salute, bro. RIG, what up, Rig? 94, 6 more. That shit rhyme. 94, 6 more. I'm at the door. I gotta go. Make my channel. Watch me grow. I'm shine, nigga. Watch me glow. Ooh, hold up, bro. Hey, Saturday bars. Ah, shit. Shout out to the writer's block with the 10-piece, no biscuit in the super chat. He say, KO, keep putting that pain on these ninjas. Salute. 100. Strong. Fire. Chat. What up? What up, bro? All right, we got 103. Fight night preview. So, couple of things. The Red. What up, the Red? A couple of things I want y'all to look out for tonight as we get ready to watch these cards. Number one, Brian Norman Jr., right? Brian Norman Jr., people are remembering the Gervonta Santillan performance, and it was a jaw-dropping, surprising performance. But what I want y'all to remember is that Gervonta Santillan was the one that Top Rank was pushing at the time. Gervonta Santillan was the one that they were going with at welterweight to be their next big star in the welterweight division, because he had just put on that performance against Alexis Rocha. And Brian Norman Jr. was not looking good in all his other top-ranked fights. When he had the top-ranked deal, I think he fought like 3 top-ranked fights before the Gervonta Santillan fight. And the reason they made Brian Norman Jr. fight Gervonta Santillan in his hometown of San Diego, California, was because Brian Norman Jr. was looking regular from the moment that he signed the top rank, and it looked like he might not have been all that. So they were actually trying to feed Brian Norman Jr. to Gervonta Santillan. So what I want you guys to remember while you're watching the fight, and what I want you to have in your mind, is Brian Norman Jr. the fighter that showed up in the Gervonta Santillan fight, or is he the fighter that shows up in all the other fights that he had under top rank before then against this guy Derek Cuevas or whatever? So that one can get a little tricky if Brian Norman Jr. just had the performance of his life and he really is closer to the level that he showed in fights previous to that. So you know, that's one thing to look out for. I can't let you know my pick, Trey. I gotta respect the channel members, but that prediction video is up, Trey, for all the channel members, bro. The channel members know who I'm picking in that fight, but I can't disrespect them. I can only preview it. The main event of that fight, a controversial fight. The first time we're talking about Michaela Mayer and Sandy Ryan. That first fight was highly controversial. Look for this second fight to take the same tune, right? The second fight, it's gonna be much like the first fight. You're gonna see Sandy Ryan on the front foot. You're gonna see Sandy Ryan, Crush the Legend, whatever. You're gonna see Sandy Ryan trying to apply the pressure to Michaela Mayer, and you're gonna see Michaela Mayer throwing combination punches, trying to use lateral movement and outpointing Sandy Ryan. Michaela Mayer got to find a way to try to get away from that right hand, and hopefully, for her sake, she doesn't gas late in the fight. But this is going to be a Fight of the Year candidate for women's boxing. It's going to be a nip and tuck fight. It's going to be a very, very close fight. The thing about this one is what you might have to worry about if you're betting on this fight is, no picks. Ain't no picks, bro. If you're betting on this fight is in a close women's fight, you might want to think about who the business of boxing wants to win. And in the case of Sandy Ryan, do you think she can separate herself enough to where she can get a clear victory, or can Michaela Mayer keep it close enough to where the business of boxing takes over? So y'all let me know what y'all gonna do with that one. That's our fight night previews. Oh, Williams and Payton, Tevin Farmer, another one. This just come down. Can Tevin Farmer land a straight left hand and change the trajectory of the fight? He's gonna be getting outworked the entire fight. He's gonna be outlanded the entire fight. Can he land the cleaner shots? Can he catch Zapata in between his shots and get Zapata to back the fuck up? That's what that one's gonna be about. You want my full breakdown and predictions? You're gonna have to be a channel member. Let's keep this shit moving. 152 people in the building. Please smash the like button if you haven't already. Donate to the channel. Hit the Cash App and the Super Chat. Let's keep the show moving along. No, Turkey's dumb ass, stupid ass, trash ass decision. Teacher in the building, what's up? I need everybody in the chat right now. I need you to say, Turkey don't give a damn about me. Type it in the chat. I need you to say, Turkey don't give a damn about me. Type it in the chat. I remember arguing with niggas when niggas were like, Turkey care about the fans. Turkey love the fans. He doing this for the fans. He putting on for the fans. The fans. The fans. He making them fight the fans. Want to see Turkey love the fans. He great for boxing. He doing this. I need y'all to put in the chat, Turkey don't care about me. Turkey do not care about me. Todd Drake will put it. Why don't nobody else want to put it? Why don't I want to put it? Boxing Hacker, put that shit in there now. Put that shit in there now. Because he don't give a damn. Listen, bro. Let's talk. I'm going to talk about this from two angles, right? Let me tell you how dumb it is. First of all, the decision I'm talking about is Turkey is not selling any tickets for his Fatal Fury card. There will be no tickets sold for the Fatal Fury card. Essentially making fans not fucking matter, right? But it's dumb on his part because you're giving yourself no opportunity to do a live game. And in an event where you got guys like Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez on the card, and they are going to be getting such high purses for the card, to put your revenue in the hands of only digital revenue, like so anybody willing to buy the pay-per-view with a DAZN subscription or some shit, that is the dumbest shit that you could do, period, which is another slap in the face to those of you that think Turkey is out here making all these smart moves and doing his thing. And man, it's dumb as fuck, bro. It's dumb as fuck. Then on top of that, on top of it being dumb, it's showing that his true colors to where, bro, he just out this bitch trying to do what the fuck he want to do. The boxing event is going to be invite only. Now I know Devin Haney, all 8 of his fans that buy his tickets, like they mad about that. Like, so if you one of the 7 Devin Haney fans that purchase his tickets, you know what I mean? If you one of the 5 Devin Haney fans that are willing to travel to purchase his tickets, bro, you got to hope that Turkey invites you to the event. Ryan Garcia fan base, you don't get to come, bro. Teofimo Lopez is 22. Y'all don't get to come, bro. You don't get to come, nigga. It's invite only, bro. Invite only. If you ain't invited, then you don't get to come. This is one of the dumbest, stupidest ideas, which is why you'll probably see it one more time in the history of boxing, and that'll be when Turkey try to put on an event at a prison. Yeah, like when he put on an event in a prison or some shit, then that'll be the only other time it happens because he's supposed to be trying to do some Alcatraz shit. But the idea of saying fans, you can't come, nigga, even if you're willing to buy a ticket, we're not even selling no tickets. If you don't get the email, if you don't get the letter in the mail, nigga, you don't get to come. It's the dumbest shit ever. And it just proves that he don't give a fuck about none of y'all. So if I'm y'all, I stop taking up for that motherfucker. Emmanuel Carter, 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. He said absolutely nothing. He just showing love to the channel. So to put yourself in a position where you just are guaranteed to lose money, literally guaranteed, like the event ain't even started yet, and you know they gonna lose money. With the millions you paying them 3 fighters and TFE, Devin, and Ryan, the amount of pay-per-views you would have to sell, nigga, you're not making no money off of that fight. And then you gotta invite people. You gotta pay for the setup, pay for the marketing, pay for the motherfucking press conference. You gotta pay for all that shit. And you out there, bitch, just saying fuck it. Hey, even if you want to buy a ticket, then you can't buy no ticket. And let me kill this dumbass narrative. Not Barbara D with the 5-piece in the super chat. She said absolutely nothing. I ain't talking about her. She ain't say no dumbass narrative because she ain't say shit. But salute to Barbara D. I appreciate your support in the super chat. Let me kill this stupid ass shit. He a billionaire. He not trying to make a profit. Nigga, he's not even spending his own money. Y'all niggas got it. Like, that dumbass shit might work somewhere else, bro. But over here, we deal in factual information. It don't matter what you think he is personally. Number one, personally, he's not even a billionaire. But his personal status don't mean nothing because he's not spending his own money, YouTube 91. His money is being pulled from the public investment fund of Saudi Arabia. So that's dumb as shit. Number two, this idea that Saudi Arabia is not trying to make a profit using their PIF fund, that's fucking stupid. They created the PIF fund to try to get profit in other areas because they're losing oil money because the world population don't use as much oil as it used to, bro. So it's just dumb. It's stupid. It's stupid to even say that. So please, bro, don't say that no more. Don't say that no more. Whether you over here, whether you go to another channel, stop listening to idiots tell you shit that they don't know about, bro. They are trying to make a profit. Everything that Saudi Arabia does out of that PIF fund is done with the intent to try to make a profit, which is why Turkey only has about 18 months as he's currently trying to do business. You know, spend all this motherfucking money, get this promoter, that promoter, this promoter, that promoter to come together. He went to his bosses and they like, where the profit? He's like, we're trying to turn around. I'm taking over the sport. We're trying. They're like, nigga, you lost millions over here. You lost millions over there. He's like, okay, hold on, but I got a league coming. And they're like, you got 18 more months. And then you can do your league. This is how this shit is going to go because niggas don't want to listen. He tried this shit. I'm just going to spend money, throw money at it. Everybody going to get under me. And these promoters been milking the fuck out of that. Now he's to the point where, okay, fuck, that's not working. I'm just going to do free event, free, nigga. Everybody get in free, invite only. And we're going to make money off of pay-per-view. When that shit don't work, oh, nigga, I got the TKO promotion. Nigga, I got Dana White. Dana White ran UFC. Please keep giving me money. And then when that shit fails, they're going to be like, nigga, we putting our money somewhere else. That's what you're going to watch happen over the next 1 to 2 years, bro. But y'all got to stop saying that shit. The nigga's not spending his own money. They do care about turning a profit. They literally made that fund out of Saudi Arabia to try to turn a profit. That fund goes into these cities that they building, this architecture that they're doing, these bids that they're placing to get the FIFA World Cup, these resorts that they're building over there in Saudi Arabia. Do a little bit more research before speaking on the topic, bro. That's where all that money is coming from, is their public investment fund, because they're trying to get revenue in other streams, because 80 to 90% of their revenue throughout their history has been through oil. As the world has become more energy, more electric cars, more renewable energy, they're trying to shift with it because they're not making as much money as they used to off of oil. Getting into sports is a way of them doing that. And if they get into a sport and they can't make no money off of that sport, they're going to fucking move on. Stop saying he don't care about making no money. It's the dumbest shit you could ever say. We got Trey W234 with the 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. He said, time out. On all these dudes supposed to be main event fighters? They are. The 2 dudes in the main event are Tank leftovers. So who the face of boxing? That's a great point there. I called it myself, Trey, the surviving Tank Davis Bowl. The I got knocked out by Tank Davis event. Yeah, that's what we call that event. We got Curly J becoming a new member to the channel. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Salute to my dog, Curly J, being a channel member. So, yo, that's really all, bro, that I got on that situation. I think it's stupid. People will be willing to go to that fight. Ryan Garcia has some fans that'll go to that fight. Devin Haney has 3 fans that'll buy tickets to that fight. Teofimo Lopez has 2 fans that'll buy tickets to that fight. Let those fans buy tickets and come to the event, bro. Let some fans, you know what I'm saying, buy some tickets and go to that goddamn event. So you can at least try to make some money. This is the dumbest shit ever, bro. This is the dumbest shit ever. So hopefully y'all now see what the hell is going on. Speaking of Devin Haney lashed out at somebody, bro. He posted a picture. He look in shape. That boy look cut up. He in shape. T-South, what up? That boy in shape. And somebody said, oh, Victor Conti looked like he on snack or something like that. Devin Haney said, oh, now you bitch ass. Now y'all know what PEDs is. Now y'all know what performance enhancing drugs is. Now y'all didn't know when that shit was with Ryan, but now you know it with me. Devin, focus on Jose Ramirez. He do look in shape. He do look physically there. Mentally, you got to worry about that shit. You got to worry about that Ryan Garcia shit another time, bro. It's like taking over everything. His daddy out there, like they arguing with Gabe Rosado. His daddy out this bitch talking, doing research and posting shit and turning everything into like, bro, they like I ain't heard them niggas say nothing about motherfucking Jose Ramirez. Focus on him, bro. You're gonna keep getting cooked. It will not go away until you whoop Ryan Garcia ass, bro. It won't go away. And lashing out, it's just gonna make trolls do the shit more, bro. Big Block with the 10 piece. No biscuit in the super chat. The best thing you can do to trolls and people trying to get you and take you to a certain spot, bro, is to not respond at all. My dog Big Block with the 10 piece say salute to you, Big Block. The best thing you can do. All you doing is letting motherfuckers know that shit's still getting in you, and they just gonna keep doing it. And he do look in great shape. That's what happened when you weigh 170 pounds and you're not trying to cut down to 135 or 140 no more. Now he only cutting 20 to 25 pounds to make 147. When you cutting 30, 35 pounds to try to make weight, nigga, it's going to look bad. So now we'll see if he finally got his grown man strength. That's what the Haney fans say. Well, now he ain't weight drained. He got his grown man strength. You know what I mean? Got all that shit. Good luck. No more sleepwalking. What up? So we'll see if he looked better at 147 than he did at 140 and 135. But if you're gonna be in this shit, man, you gotta learn to ignore these motherfuckers, man. You have to, because you're gonna let it take your mental somewhere else. And then again, I need y'all to remember, Bill Haney ain't just his daddy talking shit for his son. This is the nigga that's gonna be helping Devin with his game plan. This is the dude that's gonna be in the corner giving Devin in between round instruction. They got to get that shit together, bro. All this emotion and shit, because we know Devin doesn't fight well emotionally. Tim Carey, 2 piece, no biscuit and soup. Jay says, I'm late, but salute. Shout out to my dog, Tim Carey, not Jim Carey, though. I need y'all to hear what I'm saying, Haneyites, Haney fans, Haneyacks. You know what I mean? Need you to hear me, bro. I want him to win. I want him to be in a position to where that Ryan Garcia fight happens later on in this year. And what I need y'all to understand is him and his father do not fight well off of emotion. The last time he went into a fight emotional was the Ryan Garcia fight where he fought dumb as fuck. His daddy coached dumb as fuck. Don't get them in a position where we get the fight week and they so mad niggas been cooking them and all this. I'm gonna send my son in that bitch to knock out Jose Ramirez. Then you should be worried. Then you should be worried. You should have issues. You should wonder what the fuck going on. Damn, that's fucked up, oddly gifted. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. So I hope that they can get their shit together, bro. Because 2025 is the biggest year for his career. And if he comes out of this, he can come out of this shit great, or he can come out of this shit and it be all bad. all fucking bad, bro. Get your mental together. Stop worrying about these motherfuckers on Twitter. They gonna keep cooking you. We gonna keep criticizing you. You're not gonna get nothing back until you get in that ring with Ryan Garcia and handle your business to prove that it was the shit that you and your fans claimed it was, right? Because that's the main question. That's the main thing, niggas. That's the main thing they holding on to. That shit goes away come later this year when they fight, and that is, oh, he only did that because of Osterine. Oh, he only did that because of Osterine. Okay, he go do that shit and ain't no Osterine involved. Then what? Or he only did that shit because of Osterine. Then you let a nigga that's slower, that's not as talented, that's not as good, and Jose Ramirez, you let him be the one to knock your block off. Niggas gonna be like, was it really the Osterine? Because this nigga left hook is slower than Ryan's. This nigga's power is not as good as Ryan Garcia. This motherfucker's coming off of a loss and he's in his mid-30s. He went life and death with Jose Pedraza. Okay? Jose Ramirez has been falling the fuck off, nigga. You need to focus up. You can't lose to this nigga. You need to quit worrying about Ryan Garcia and what niggas are saying about Ryan Garcia and all that shit. Boy, you better worry about Ramirez, because nigga, that will be tragic. Shout out to the OG Mr. Monk with the 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. He say salute, bro. All right, we off of that. We off of that. What was next, bro? Crawford, man. Terence Bud Crawford trash Errol Spence, bro. He was talking to Kamaru Usman and shit. And he said that Errol Spence is not going to the Hall of Fame. I want to talk about this from Terence Crawford's perspective. Then I want to also talk about this from Errol Spence's perspective. From Terence Crawford's perspective, last thing you probably should be doing is shitting on the best fighter that you've ever fought. Because make no mistake about it, Errol Spence always had more respect than anybody Crawford had ever fought. He always was considered to be better than anyone Crawford had ever fought. He was the only fighter that Crawford ever fought that was considered to be a pound for pound level talent at the time that Terence Crawford fought him. And if you saying that he ain't going to the Hall of Fame or you shitting on him, then you are shitting on yourself. You making yourself look bad. So selfishly, Terence Crawford should be showing Errol Spence respect to make his resume look better. Because without Errol Spence, you got a bunch of hollow accomplishments that don't nobody give a fuck about. Oh, I was undisputed at 140. Nigga, Julius Ndongo has lost 9 of his last 11 fights. No one gives a fuck about that run. I hate it. It's a great accomplishment to throw on your resume. But nigga, we don't care. Nigga, I was champion at 135. We don't give a fuck about Ricky Burns, bro. Your claim to fame and the shit that gets you the most credit and the most respect is what you did to Errol Spence in 2023, bro. So why would you bash him? Why would you do that? So that's number one. Number two, though, and probably like most importantly for me, it just further solidifies, and this is talking about it from Errol Spence's perspective, right? It further solidifies for me why I never have, I never will, ever, bro, fuck with somebody like Terence Bud Crawford as a fight fan, bro. Do you understand the griminess, the level of underhandedness that this shit has with these types of comments, the implications of this shit, bro? And when I was saying the shit, when the nigga was on purpose, like let the world know, like, nah, I didn't tell him I might have another fight, nigga. I just went and took that shit where I wanted him, nigga. I ain't tell him I had amnesia on the table. Because if I'd have done that, then they could have used it as this. Used it like the bad faith negotiations and shit, bro, that I was telling everybody about. And then you fast forward this shit. My question is this, bro. When you was trying to get Errol to capitulate to you, bro, when you was trying to get Errol to give you that 50-50, when you was trying to get him to give you that coin toss, when you was trying to get him to turn against his own advisors and shit, Al Heyman, and go against what they were telling him to do and shit, when you were trying to do all that, did you tell him on the phone when y'all talked that, nigga, you ain't no Hall of Famer, nigga, I don't fuck with you like that? Nah, nigga, you was probably brushing that nigga ego. What's up, King? What's up, bro, man? We got to stick together, man. It's me and you in the ring, man. All that old shit, bro. Only to get removed from the situation. And now you really letting it know what you thought. That's why I think Errol should have never let that nigga trick him out of his position, bro. And make no mistake about it, as a diehard Errol Spence fan, that nigga got tricked out of his position, bro. You beat the nigga, you won, you did all that shit, and then you still trashing him. You trashing him as a fighter, you trashing his legacy, you trashing that man. Which is why Errol, when Bub showed that he didn't give a fuck about his legacy and he could live without Errol Spence, Errol should have showed that nigga, I don't give a fuck either. I'll go on without fighting you. Because his thanks for that shit, while showing Bud all this respect, is to constantly get disrespected, bro. That's some goofy ass shit, man. And that's why I'll never be a fan. Motherfucker can fight. Motherfucker can fight. Crawford can fight, bro. That motherfucker's a pound for pound level fighter. He's a horrible fucking human being to me when it comes to this boxing shit. As a father, as a husband, whatever. That's some shit. That's some shit that y'all can praise him for if you want to. If when it comes to this boxing shit, man, that nigga's a whole, he's a sucker, bro. And I think it's a lot of suckers that like him. There's some real ones that like him, but there's some suck ass niggas that like him, bro. Straight up. And that's how I'm always view him, bro. Because of shit like this, that means that whole time, nigga, you was playing Errol. You was playing him the whole time, nigga. You didn't. Why didn't you tell him on the phone, nigga? You ain't no Hall of Famer, nigga. I ain't got no respect for your resume, nigga. You ain't done shit. I ain't got no respect for your resume, nigga. You ain't shit. Nah, you said what you thought that nigga wanted to hear to get what you want. And then once you got what you want, now you right back acting like a whole bitch. Like, fuck that, bro. Y'all niggas be tripping. Y'all be fans of niggas. That shit's crazy. Shout out to Kurt Hurd with the 5-piece. No biscuit in the soup. They say hit the like button. It's free. It only takes 1 second. Facts, bro. Facts, bro. All facts. And see, this is the bullshit I'm talking about. It's competition, bro. Always competitive. What competition is he in with Errol right now to be shitting on him right now? He already won the fucking fight. It's not competition, it's hate, bro. It's not competition. It's hate and vitriol. And he always felt that way. Always felt that way, bro. Which is cool. Feel how you feel, but you shitting on your own resume by doing so. And just to do that shit, bro, and say shit like that, fam, shows that Errol shouldn't have gave in to what he gave into. You giving up coin tosses, you giving up money, you giving up leverage, you gave all that shit up only for the nigga to shit on you anyway. Nigga never had no respect for you, bro. You was a chess move, nigga. You was a chess move. That's all. You was just a chess move, bro. And now he got what he want about you. Now he can shit on you some more. Yeah. Don't never let nobody trick y'all out y'all position, bro. Let that be the moral of the goddamn story. Shout out Ty Drake for 5-piece. No biscuit in the Super J. She say it's giving jealousy too. Like, how you say he ain't do nothing and he the reason your career elevated? What else you want from the best name on your resume? Yeah, he did elevate that nigga. He ain't do nothing, but that's my thing. Like, how the fuck he ain't do nothing, but that's the fight that get you the most respect. Go tell your fans that nigga ain't do nothing, because I swear to God, your fans don't talk about no other fight other than what you did to Errol. Your own fans hold that fight in the highest regard, as they should. That's the best fighter you fought. Crazy to me. Shout out to Terence Trotter with a 2-piece. No biscuit in the Super J. Says Bud is ungrateful. Nigga ain't gotta be grateful. Nah, it ain't about being grateful. It's just true colors is shown. That's all. That's all. Nigga's a snake. He snaked Errol, bro. Errol should have listened to Al. This nigga asking for too much. This is our offer. And then, nigga, look, this is the final offer. Do you want it or not? Nah, nigga, I don't want it. Okay, bye. You let that nigga get you on the phone and he told you a bunch of shit that he didn't believe. He lied to you on the phone that whole time. Showed you respect. Y'all probably talked about each other kids and shit. Hey, man, Al and them doing me wrong. Did you know they were saying this? Did you know they were doing this to me? Did you know they were saying that to me? We got on the phone directly and we made it happen. Just so happened, everything they talked about on the phone went towards Bud Crawford's favor, and all of it hurt EJ. Every single thing that they talked about on their phone that Errol gave into took money out of his pocket, took leverage out of his hand, and helped Bud Crawford. Don't never let a snake ass nigga trick you out your position, bro. Learn from that shit. Learn from that shit. Shout out to Boxer Hager with the 5-piece. Bud didn't disrespect Spence. He always gives him his props. and says he's a great fighter and that he's a fan. He always did. He always did was say, all he did was say his opinion. Nah, bro. It's more than that. It's more than that, dog. But yeah, y'all keep supporting these snakes out here, man. But I don't like that shit. I don't like that my dog Errol went out like that. You got tricked out your position. You gave away more money. You showed this nigga respect. You talked to him on the phone directly. Only for the nigga to shit on you after you get everything he want. Tank Davis, don't fall for that shit with Shakur. Don't talk to that nigga on the phone. If y'all teams can't work out the fight, fuck that fight. If y'all teams can't work out the fight, then fuck that fight, bro. Don't talk to that nigga on the phone. Birds of a motherfucking feather. Birds of a motherfucking feather. Don't talk to that nigga on no phone. VA Bella Butts, what up? Don't talk to that nigga on no motherfucking phone. Let your team and his team work out the fight. If they can't work it out, fuck it. And that whole Errol Spence, Terence Crawford shit is having implications today. In today's realm of boxing, because niggas saw that, and now what do you see? Niggas is looking at Tank. The only David Benavidez is not doing it to Canelo, but it's really a lot of fallout from Tank Davis' side, because now after Bud was able to pull that out, niggas is like, yeah, I don't need that nigga. I can do this, I can do that. Yeah, let me do, like, niggas is really like taking that and being like, we're just gonna put all the onus on Tank, nigga. Give in, nigga, fight me, nigga, talk to me, nigga, talk directly. Why can't we work out the fight directly? Why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? Like, nah, nigga, fuck that. Don't let nobody trick you out your position. It is what the fuck it is, bro. It is what the fuck it is. Do not get tricked out your position like Errol got tricked out of his position by a nigga that's a snake looking out for his own interest. Oh, this was for us. This is for the boxing. Get the fuck out of here, man. Shout out to Todd Draper with the 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. KO, you can't expect Hacker to say anything differently. He also believes Bill doesn't lie. Oh, 100%. 100%. 100%. Andre says, facts, this dude got his biggest payday from Spence. Now he's shitting on Spence. That's why, bro, it would have been his biggest payday regardless, but Errol shouldn't have gave away his A-side leverage. It should have been no conversation about 50-50. It should have been no conversation about who walked out last. None of that, because those conversations led him to this point right here. Like, nigga, you should have never let nobody trick you out your position, bro. If you think that you're going to get 50-50 with me, then you better be bringing whatever the fuck I'm bringing to the table, bro. If not, I'm keeping my leverage. Or we just ain't going to do business. That's how niggas better carry it, bro. Don't fall for that shit, man. Do not fall for the bullshit. We got 289 people in the building. Please get the likes. Where we at on the likes, man? Where we at on the likes, man? Yeah, don't deflect, though. Y'all are deflecting. Bud Crawford beat Errol ass, bro. Bud Crawford is a better fighter than Errol Spence. He proved that shit. Pound for pound. Still a snake-ass nigga. A snake-ass, underhanded-ass, grimy-ass nigga. And maybe that's what makes him such a great fighter. Cool. Fuck how great you fight. Nigga moves like a whole sucker. Straight up. Let's get to 200 likes, man. Let's get to 200 likes. When we get to 200 likes, we'll move to the next topic. Two Cents Boxing, I see you in the building. What's up? Me too, Barbara D. He felt like, nigga, what we need to talk for? Nigga, you ain't had to talk to nobody. And this how you know niggas, bro. Shakur Stevenson and Terence Crawford, right? How come in their biggest fights with niggas, they want to talk to niggas on the phone? That's how you know it's some sucker shit, some diva ass, treacherous ass, not accepting my place ass bullshit, bro. You ain't had to talk to nobody else on the phone directly until you got to Errol if you bug. You fought everybody else, nigga. You just let the teams work it out. But in the case of Errol, because you didn't like your position, you didn't like the shit you had, you circumvented shit and you had to talk to him directly. Same for Shakur Stevens. That nigga didn't have to talk to Joe Cordino on the phone. That nigga didn't have to talk to Schofield on the phone. Nigga ain't had to talk to motherfucking Oscar Valdez, Jamel Herring, motherfucking Conceição, Yoshino, Edwin De Los Santos. Didn't have to talk to none of these niggas on the phone. But you get to your biggest fight. And now you want to talk to niggas on the phone. Nah, bro. Niggas is out here moving like whole suckers and snakes, bro. And y'all support that shit. Okay, Rolo. I tell you like this, homeboy, and you can take it however you want to take it. I'd rather be a salty, real man, or a salty, real one, than a sucker that's winning. I'd rather be a salty, real one taking an L than a winning ass sucker. Take it how you want it, bro. I mean that wholeheartedly, bro. Listen to me. I'd rather lose being a real one than win being a fucking sucker, nigga. Like, straight up. Take it how you want. That's in life. That's in sports. That's in YouTube. That's on my job, my day job, all that shit, nigga. L's is part of life. I ain't got no problem taking no L as long as I can look myself in the mirror. Yeah, straight up. Shout out to my dog Trey W234 with the 5-piece. Kurt said tank the A side, but said he wouldn't take $6 million guaranteed, which most likely more than he ever made. These dudes is crazy because he's reading from the Terence Crawford playbook, bro. This is all bud, man. Tell the people you'll talk to him on the phone, man. That's what I did with Errol. They can't play you like that, Shakur. You his biggest fight too, nigga. Oh, you ain't have to. You can just see the shit. They can't play you like that, trying to act like Tank a superstar. Like, yeah, he a superstar, but y'all represent the biggest fight. You his biggest fight too. So don't let him play you like that, nigga. You can get 50-50. Or just keep fighting bums, and then he'll have to come around eventually because, see, he got so many haters that they're just going to keep saying he ducking you. So don't worry about it, nigga. You ain't got to take that shit. You got to understand, bro. Negotiate because the fight is big. Don't negotiate from what you are because you know you're not a star, nigga. You fighting on undercards in Saudi Arabia. So you can't really use what you bring to the table, but just use the fight. When they call, tell your team, like, no, we need this because it's the biggest fight in boxing. You make up half of the biggest fight. Yeah, nigga, we all know. We all know the play. Seen it before. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. Shout out to Boxing Hacker with the 5-piece. No bitch can super chat. Y'all acting like EJ never criticized Crawford. Didn't he say that Crawford was smoking mirrors? Who did he fight? So why he only outraged about Bud? He gave that nigga respect leading up to the fight during the press conference and is giving them respect after the fight. You notice I'm not talking about anything that was said leading up to the fight. We're talking about right now. Now, I don't want him to be humble. I just want him to get the fuck up out of boxing. He's 38 years old. I cannot wait for him to fucking retire. I can't wait. I'm tired of covering him, but I have to because it's my job and he's a huge topic. I'm tired of his fans acting like they don't understand the criticism that he gets. I'm just tired of it, bro. I can't wait. 38 years old. Get your money, bro. Get your money. Get your fucking money and get the fuck out of Dodge. I for one, can't wait. Shout out to Trap Band with the 2-piece, no biscuit in the super chat. He said absolutely nothing. He just showing love to the channel. No, I'm not going to chill, bro. I'm not going to chill. No. Listen, bro. I hope this nigga makes $350 million fighting Canelo Alvarez so I never have to talk about him again, bro. Facts, bro. I hope he gets $500 million fighting Canelo Alvarez so I don't have to talk about him no more. I don't want to see him come back down to 154. I don't want to see him fight until he lose. I still want him to beat Canelo because I don't fuck with Canelo at all, and Canelo should be fighting Benavidez. I hope this nigga beats Canelo Alvarez and rides off into the sunset, and I ain't got to talk about that nigga no fucking more. Straight up, bro. But while he's here, he's a huge fucking topic, and we got to cover him. And I'll be fair. I'll tell you the nigga is great. I'll tell you he's pound for pound. I'll tell you that, you know, he proved to be the most skilled fighter, that he stepped on my dog, Errol Spence. I will not make excuses for Errol getting his ass whooped, but I also tell you every step of the way, I do not fuck with that nigga. I don't like that nigga, and I cannot wait for him to be gone. Non-Mastermind 3, what up? I will tell you that in a heartbeat, and it's because of bullshit like this. Bullshit like this that you niggas rock with, that you don't see through, and I see through it, and y'all act like I'm the one tripping. Notice nobody said when I said he shitted on his own resume, niggas ain't say shit. You ain't hear Rolo on the photo say shit. You ain't hear Dankfather say shit. Niggas ain't say shit. By shitting on Spence, you shitting on your best win, so you basically calling your resume trash. Niggas won't say nothing about that. Nigga won't say like, yeah, bro, that nigga is shitting on Spence right now, but he made sure he rubbed that nigga ego, and he made sure he snaked that nigga to get that fight when he talked to him on the phone. I wonder did he say all this negative shit to Spence when he was on the phone trying to get what he wanted out of him? Y'all all know the answer to those questions is no. And when I point it out, y'all, oh, nigga, snake, nigga. I mean, you will be mad at nigga ass. Well, who gives a fuck, nigga? I care about integrity, nigga. I care about shit like that. What's up, B-More? I see you. Say, Bud trying to do at least 10 more fights? No, he not, because he fight one time a year. So he ain't going to do 10 more fights. But anyway, I'm off of that, bro. Let's move on to the next topic. Tank shit on his own. When he shit on his own resume, you niggas wild. Win, bro. Win. Win, bro. I'm waiting on you to tell me when. 201 likes, that's fire. I'm waiting on you to tell me when. Oh, yeah, I do not like him at all. Yes, bro. Yes, 100%. When he called the best fighter he faced trash. He called Frank trash. Frank Martin was not a legacy fight for Tank Davis. It is a tune-up. Frank Martin was not a unified champion. He's none of that. Comparing Frank Martin to Errol Spence is some of the nastiest shit I've ever seen. He doesn't think highly of Frank. He thinks highly of Lamont Roach. And guess what? He was proven right based on Lamont Roach's performance and based on Frank Martin's performance. He didn't think highly of him, bro. It's fine, though. Talk your shit. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Deflect harder, bro. Texas DT20. 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. He said, salute KO in chat. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, bro. Salute to you. Anyway, moving on. Niggas get tight about Bud Crawford. If you're a fan of him as a person, you got personal issues. If you're a fan of him in the ring, great. Motherfucker's great in the ring. I'm not overlooking the bullshit. Now, Gervonta Davis is ordinary. Byron said that nigga looks ordinary and he needs to focus on boxing. He needs to focus on boxing. He looked ordinary. He was looking at the fight because there's some people that he promotes that are about to possibly be fighting Gervonta Tank Davis, and that he looked ordinary. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't fucking agree more. And that is why I love the place that we're in boxing. I love where we're at. This is Tank Davis F around and find out moment. This is Tank Davis F around and find out. Let me show you who I really am moment. All fighters have them. We were just talking about one great fighter in Bud Crawford. Here you go, Rolo. Here you go, Dankfather. Here you go. Let me make y'all feel a little bit better about being in the chat. Bud Crawford's fuck around and find out moment was Errol Spence Jr. There you go. There you go. Right? Andre Ward's fuck around and find out moment was the second Kovalev fight. Floyd Mayweather had multiple fuck around and find out moments in his career. The Shane Mosley moment where Shane Mosley damn near knocked him out the ring and knocked him out his shoes. The Jose Luis Castillo second fight. The motherfucking second fight with Marcos Maidana, right? The shaky first half of the Zab Judah fight. Fighters have these moments where you got to fuck around and find out, and they are either going to shine through in those moments or they're going to fall flat in those moments. So Tank Davis looked human. He fought horribly. Bob Arum is correct. He did not look great. But now we get to fuck around and find out. Are you what Rolo says you are? Are you what Dank Father says about you? And Dank is very consistent with it. Dank says your ass has been done boxing forever and you just getting a check. That the fire been gone. He tells me to give it up on you all the fucking time. Well, guess what? They get to fuck around and find out. If they're right, you will fall flat and you will not perform and you will struggle. If they are wrong, then you will come out like a motherfucking dragon, like a lion, like a dog, and you will make Lamont Roach look the way that Floyd made Castillo look in the second fight. You will make Lamont Roach look the way that Floyd made Maidana look the second fight. You will make Lamont Roach look the way that Bud Crawford did Earl Spence. You will make Lamont Roach look the way that fucking Andre Ward made Kovalev look, bro. Nothing wrong with Bob Arum saying that. Because if you want to tell me that Tank Davis looked good or he didn't look ordinary or he didn't look beatable, then you're not keeping it 100 with yourself. You're not keeping it 100 with yourself. He looked like dog shit for his standards. For anybody else, that's a great fight. But for what he's capable of, he looked garbage. He looked garbage. Many in film say he will be a pay-per-view star, win, lose, or draw. I don't disagree with you, but do you want to be the Mike Tyson pay-per-view star or the Floyd Mayweather pay-per-view star? Talk to me. Mike Tyson was a pay-per-view star. He lost every fucking big fight that he was in. Pay-per-view star, though. Multiple top 10 pay-per-view buys and live gates, motherfucking star, bro. He lost all them big fucking fights. Do you want to be a pay-per-view star doing that shit? Oh, he a star, so he keep getting opportunities. He keep losing them motherfuckers. Yeah, I do not disagree, bro. Tank Davis, his fan base, we are loyal. We gonna support him. We rocking with him. We go to his fights. We buy his pay-per-views. He got a line that he can never go under when it comes to generating revenue. Because his fans ain't going nowhere. We're not going nowhere, bro. But the question is, what type of pay-per-view star you want to be? Do you want to be Mike Tyson or Ray Leonard? Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather? That's the F around and find out. What you just said is a fact, though. But quite honestly, we got to be, what's the word, bro? Trying to think. We got to be realistic. One thing I want people that follow this channel that rock with the fighters I rock with, we got to be realistic. It's easy, right? Let's just keep it real. Like when Tank knocking shit out, bro, when he's stepping on niggas, it's easy to tell a nigga, fuck that, nigga, face a boxing. Fuck you talking about? Nigga, pay-per-view buys, nigga, live gate, nigga, we turn up over here. That shit easy. But we got to be realistic and we got to know this ain't the time for that, bro. Right now is not the time to be like, yo, pay-per-view buy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, superstar shit. That's easy to do when a nigga you talking about stepping on niggas. Like, it's easy to be like, yeah, nigga, 350,000 pay-per-view buys with Frank Martin, 1.2 million pay-per-view buys with motherfucking Ryan Garcia. Because he making niggas quit and stepping on niggas. But right now, it's about going back getting that shit. Yeah, that's what we got to be on right now. We got to be realistic with this shit. That shit don't hit like you can say it, right? We can all think it, and I agree with you, but it don't hit the same right now. It'll hit like a motherfucker. He go in there and handle his business though in June against Lamont Roach. Now they get back to hitting again. That motherfucker got to shut the fuck up. Because now you can be like, yeah, Tank had that moment. He overcame that shit like a dog and won that shit. Your favorite fighter got Ryan Garcia coming up. Your favorite fighter got Williams Zepeda coming up. What they gonna do? Because that's their moment. Like everybody got fuck around. I just I want to be a little clear, and I'm gonna address this, Chalky. I see you, Chalky. I'm gonna address this. I want to be clear, right? Niggas is acting like, and it's because he's a star, it's because he's a huge name, it's because it just happened recently. But all these niggas fans, right? They're shitting on Tank Davis the most, from the Shakur fans to the Devin fans. Those are the two main ones. Y'all favorite fighters got to fuck around and come and find out moment coming up too. And I can sense some nervous energy with this shit, right? Like you can talk a big game, but a motherfucker that throw 90 to 100 punches that got some power, knowing how Shakur Stevenson fought Edwin De Los Santos, nigga, you nervous about Williams and Payton. That's a fuck around and find out moment, all right? You can talk all this shit. You can laugh at Tank Davis's expense, and you can talk about Osterine, and you can talk about all that shit. If you a Devin Haney fan, do it. Get it off. But you know niggas got shit coming up. He got that Ryan Garcia moment coming up. And if he don't even make it to the Ryan Garcia moment because something happened unforeseen with Jose Ramirez, that's even worse. Niggas got moments coming up. So get it off right now, because the worst moment for Tank Davis so far in his career at 30 years old was getting the draw with Lamont Roach. A lot of your favorite fighters might not even make it to 30 years old without getting exposed for real, like losing a fight, getting knocked the fuck out, getting outworked and looking like a nigga. It's coming up real soon. Imagine calling Tank Davis overrated while being a Devin Haney fan. Imagine calling Tank Davis overrated when your favorite fighter's biggest moment coming up is against a nigga that Tank Davis made get on his motherfucking knee. Imagine that, bro. Everybody just imagine for a moment you call Tank Davis overrated and your favorite fighter in that weight class or around that weight class is a nigga whose biggest moment is against a nigga that Tank Davis made quit already. Just think about that. Just fathom that for a second. Imagine that, bro. And it's all love, but nigga, you got to get off that sauce, bro. Anyway, shout out to my dog, Chalky White. He said, how did he look garbage winning the whole first half of the fight? I disagree because the way that Tank Davis fights, bro. He won the first half of the fight, but it wasn't much shit going on in the first half of the fight. So he won that off of GP, really. And he won that because he looked faster and he landed some better shots than Lamont Roach. Yes, but he looked garbage because Tank Davis is known for, okay, all right, boom, round 4, round 5, all right, I got you, nigga. And then he started doing shit. That shit wasn't there. Round 4, round 5, that's when Lamont Roach started looking better. That's when Tank Davis overextended himself. That's when he started looking bad, bro. And that's usually when he looked good. That's why I say he looked garbage for his standards, bro. Anybody else, that's a pretty good fight. But for his standards and what he's capable of, he looked like garbage, bro. He looked garbage. And then looking like bro, you're bad, bro. I don't know why you want my attention. So I don't know why you keep doing this shit, bro. How you calling a nigga drain when a nigga literally was eating pizza during his media day workout? How you call a nigga drain when a nigga say he made weight easier than he ever made weight in his entire career? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, you got to stop this hating ass shit. You coming across as a hater, bro. You coming across as a fucking hater, and it's sad, bro. Anyway, moving on. Moving the fuck on, bro. As a matter of fact, no, I'll open up the panel, man. I'll open up the panel real quick, man. Let y'all come talk for a little bit before we dip. I think I caught all the super chats. Yeah, we good. I'll open up the panel for a little bit, man. What up, Vernell? All right, panel's over, man. Y'all come up here and rock out with your boy for a little bit, man. We talk about whatever y'all want to talk about for a while. I was gonna get into other shit, but I want to talk about I want to drop those in some videos that I'm gonna do tomorrow. So I don't want to give away my videos. You feel me? What up, Thomas?
Hey, what's up with you, KO, man? How you feeling?
I'm chilling, bro. What you got for the show, fam?
Oh, man, I just came because you dropped the link, bro. You know, I always appreciate the comment. I mean, the content and be tripping off the people in the comments.
Yeah, 100. I appreciate that, bro. What do you think? What do you think of Terence Crawford and Errol Spence and what Bud Crawford said about Errol Spence not being in the Hall of Fame? We can start.
I think, honestly, bro, I think that's a lot of the reason why people have problems with Bud, man. Like, tremendous performance by him, man. But you diminish the performance by saying what you say about your opponent, man. I don't understand the nature of it. When my man did everything to make sure you got your shine, your shot at shine, and everything to that nature, man. He's handled himself since that fight in a professional manner. Never once slandered him. Never once did anything like that. Why would you take this opportunity to try to throw him under the bus because you're going after the fight with Canelo? I guess it's because of the commentary that goes with that. I think people have been calling him like a money grab, and I think that he's a little upset with that, so he's lashing out. But it has nothing to do with Spence, and Spence did everything professional when he went to the ring. Now, I don't think he should have been in the ring, but that's just me personally.
Already. D1, what's up, man?
What's up with you, knockout?
I'm chilling. What you got for the show, man?
Shit, I seen you had the link, so I clicked it and so I'm here ready to talk shit. What's up with you, man?
Chilling. Boxing Hacker, what's up, man?
What's up, KO? What's up, Thomas and D1? Hey, so I gotta say this, guys. I don't understand this whole outrage.
No more, buddy.
My bad, good buddy. But look, check this out. I don't understand this selective outrage people are having, right? At the end of the day, Crawford just gave his opinion. He said, hey, like he doesn't see Errol Spence being in the Hall of Fame based on the fact he's only been in one division. That's his opinion, you know, and it wasn't like, and you gotta keep in mind the context of the conversation too, because he was also talking about like how people were discrediting what he did as a fighter, you know, which is something Errol Spence did leading up to that fight. Even before the fight, Errol Spence said, look, Bud is just smoking mirrors. Who did he fight? He's lying the ass. Like people ignored that those things were said by him as well, you know. And at the end of the day, he gave the reason why he felt that EJ wouldn't make it to the Hall of Fame, because he felt like the wins that he had at 147 were pretty much questionable, and people have questioned those wins. And he never moved up in weight to like unify anywhere else or get titles anywhere else, which is an okay assertion, you know. Like, hey, if you know, it's not like he was saying like EJ is a terrible fighter, EJ is this and that. Because remember one thing, Bud beat EJ fairly well, right? However, Bud always gave EJ his respect. He said, look, EJ is a great fighter. He told him that before the fight. He told him that after the fight. He said, look, you know I respect you. You know I love you. You know you're a great fighter. You know that I'm a fan of yours. He always said that he's a fan of EJ's, you know. So it wasn't like he was saying EJ is some shit. He was just saying, hey, at the end of the day, like if you look at his credentials, he doesn't see how he'll make it to the Hall of Fame, which was his opinion.
Okay, so just against that, bro. Marvin Hagler spent his career in one division. He's in the Hall of Fame. The way you make it to the Hall of Fame is by impact on the sport. No damn accomplishments, just impact on the sport. Look at the way money is generated when he fights. That's hella impact. On top of that, this Mickey Freaky done beat Julius Ndongo. Man, my man got way more marquee names on his resume than Crawford, if you're gonna go by namesake, bro. So that's all invalid. None of that stuff he said was valid.
So
and he just throw dirt on him. That's all he did was throw dirt on him, bro. That's it. That's all.
No, so you have to remember what he said, though. You have to remember what he said. He also said the wins they had was hey, brother, you have when you talk about impact.
Enigma, you got hold on, y'all. Enigma, you got
you gotta go on mute, brother.
Yeah, you got to go on mute, bro. You can't have a YouTube on and the stream, you only need one, bro. Go ahead,
popularity.
So when you talk about
Popularity
impact,
definitely matters.
he also
dude.
said that the wins that he had were
This
questionable,
fucking
right?
dude just don't
He
never
said that he
stop talking.
beat Bell
He
Books
just
coming
keep
off an
talking.
injury. And he said a number of reasons why some of the other wins were questionable. He said because of that, because of what he said, in his opinion, the impact is not as great because it wasn't like they were off dominant performances and stuff like
The
that.
problem with all that, bro, is that if his wins are questionable, and we point out to Kell Brook, then that means Terence Crawford's Kell Brook win is questionable. If his wins are questionable and all his wins are better than what Bud Crawford did at welterweight, then what were Bud Crawford's welterweight wins? Were they questionable?
Yeah, you can also question the same thing, but remember, Bud did something most people don't do.
Talking about Bud Crawford,
Undisputed.
he wants to be considered like a top 3 all time if he was to beat Canelo. The best thing on Bud Crawford's resume is Errol Spence. Errol Spence ain't even a Hall of Fame fighter, and his shit questionable. Then how can we ever put him top 3 all time?
So the reason why is because he did something in our generation that nobody. So if he beats Canelo, he's literally doing something that nobody has done in our current generation. Become 3-time undisputed. Like that's and like he said, like to him,
so what?
To be a Hall of Fame,
Who you get those accomplishments against matters? Who gives a fuck if a 3-time undisputed if one fighter is Ndongo who's trash, another fighter is Errol Spence who's not even a Hall of Famer, and then the other fighter is Canelo Alvarez who is a Hall of Famer? How does that put you top 3 all time?
So here's the thing about it. At the end of the day, even if you feel like those fighters weren't trash, they were champions of their division, right? Ndongo was a champion. No, it matters. When you say champion, they're top of that division.
All 3 undisputed in 3 fights.
You're not getting top 3 all time. You're not getting top 3 all time in 3 fights when people got way better resumes than you, bro.
No, nobody currently or in history has become a 3-time undisputed champion.
He'll never pass
Nobody's done that.
He'll never be higher than motherfucking than Muhammad Ali. He'll never be higher than Ray Robinson. He'll never be higher than Ray Leonard. There's nothing he can do, bro. He just don't have the fights.
So here's the thing.
Somebody else did the other champions. Somebody else did the unification run. He never did it.
It doesn't matter. It does matter. It does not matter. In the history book, they're gonna be like, was Earl Spence undisputed? No. Well, they'll look at
check this out though. If it was still the 3-belt era, Earl would have been undisputed. But think about this too.
Yeah, and maybe he won't fight.
Had it not been for Earl Spence, Terence Crawford wouldn't be that.
Nope,
he wouldn't be that. If Spence would have been went the other way, and Earl would.
Let me catch you. Hold on, y'all. Let me catch your membership. Shout out to Desmond Johnson. There's all champions or not the same. Couldn't agree more. Y'all go ahead.
Hey, KO, before everybody else goes, especially Enigma and Sir Senior and Fight Sports Talk, hey, bro, can we just let one person speak and stop over talking on the host, man? It's his show.
Factory. Facts.
Nah, y'all go ahead, though, bro. Y'all good.
I agree. I'm just saying, man, without Earl Spence, Bud Crawford wouldn't have been undisputed at 47.
You don't act like he did him a favor. Listen
EJ
wanted to be undisputed.
Look, check this out.
I ain't gonna let nobody else go after he get done. You get after Boxing Hacker, just let him finish. Then you can respond.
Go ahead, brother.
Listen, man, if Earl would have decided to say, fuck that, I'm not letting Terence Crawford do none of the bullshit he did, giving up all his leverage and shit, and went the opposite direction and just went to 54 and fought, the belts would have got dispersed. Then Bud would have had to stay down there longer and go through a gauntlet to get the belts.
You're right.
Am I right or wrong?
You're right, but here's the thing, though. EJ only did that because he wanted to be undisputed. He's not doing Bud a favor. The reason why he accepted all his
he did do
is because of the
incentive
that he wanted. Well, actually, like he just was Mother Teresa to Bud and just wanted to give Bud a chance. No, EJ wanted to be undisputed, and that's why he did all that stuff. So
go ahead, Paige. My bad. I thought you were done. Go ahead, Boxing Hacker. Finish up.
EJ, what EJ did for Bud was because of what he wanted. EJ wanted to beat Bud and be undisputed. That was EJ's whole thing at 147. That's why he stayed at 147 so long, to become undisputed.
It don't change the fact that Spence did all the heavy lifting, just like the guy before him you beat for undisputed. Stop the cap, bro.
You said
go ahead. Hold on, y'all. Paige, go ahead, Paige.
No, I was gonna say shit. Well, I don't understand what Boxing Hacker's saying because both of them wanted the same thing. So what are you talking about?
Right. So what I'm saying is that there were no favors given. So people
It
acting
was a
like he
favor
was just
given. What are
Mother
you
Teresa
talking
to
about?
Bud. No, EJ accepted those stipulations. The same reason Devin Haney accepted stipulations Cambosis. He
My
wanted
nigga,
to be undisputed. That's it.
my,
That's all.
my
The
nigga,
want for undisputed was his incentive, and
bro.
that was more to him than what he gave up, and that's all it was.
What do you
Y'all
mean
acting
it was
like,
more?
oh,
The
Man, you
point
sound
he helped
is
Bud out.
he.
No, it wasn't that. He wanted to be
The
undisputed. He
point
wanted to
is
prove
Bud
himself.
would not have been undisputed had it not been for Earl Spence.
And EJ would
exactly.
never had a shot to even become undisputed if it wasn't for Bud. It
And
goes
then for
both
the
That's all I'm
ways.
saying.
but,
Can I just
but
give my
then for a
thoughts?
nigga to
That
say
fight will
that,
never happen for both of them.
Y'all let my dog Fight Sports talk in here. Fight Sports talk in here, bro. What's up?
Yeah, thanks, KO. I'm still a Crawford fan, and if I started my channel a couple of years ago, you and I would be debating about who was ducking who. I felt that Spence ducked Crawford more than the other way around.
Cap.
Everything Crawford's done since beating
Definitely
Errol
Cap.
Spence has been bad. Okay, we disagree on that, but Crawford has done everything wrong since beating Spence. He hasn't fought the other top contenders. He didn't fight Stanionis. He didn't fight Boots Ennis. He's moved up. He's held that WBA belt hostage, and he hasn't fought any of the top champions. And he's sitting out waiting for a fight against Canelo, which he doesn't deserve. And now he's talking down on his biggest win. So how can anybody rank him that high, even if he does beat Canelo? And he's not going to be top 3 all-time great. Shout out to 2 Cents. I was on her channel the other day, and she brought up there's a big difference between undisputed runs and undisputed titles. He hasn't gone on any undisputed run, and he had his opportunity when he defeated Errol Spence, but he's done nothing with that victory. And another big thing, I was defending Bud Crawford when he was at Top Rank, and he was fighting washed up Amir Khan and washed up Cal Brook and David Avanesian once a year. I thought, well, he's with Bob Arum, all the top guys are with PBC, so it is what it is. But now he breaks free from Bob Arum, and he's doing the exact same thing, fighting once a year, fighting against guys people don't really care about, and he's holding those belts hostage. So you can be a fan of, I'll just close off with, you can be a fan of Bud Crawford and criticize what he's doing. And saying that Errol Spence is not a Hall of Famer, he's just giving people a reason to dislike him and talk down about his own legacy. So that's on Bud Crawford.
and that's why I
I
say
just didn't like the bullshit he said about Floyd
nigga, bro.
and
Because
Floyd's resume.
for a
I
nigga to
think
go
that's
out
just
his
kind
way
of
to
whack.
get you your highest
I think it
payday,
was
man,
whack
you
as all
goddamn.
hell, man.
One at a
Because
time,
can't
bro.
nobody
I'm gonna let everybody talk, and I don't want to just keep calling on people. Just when somebody talking, let them finish, then jump in there. Go ahead.
No, I was saying basically it's fucked up because Bud sit there and talk shit about a nigga that pretty much
paying
gave him
for
his
you
highest
speaking, right?
payday. You said what?
Yeah, he's speaking.
What'd he say?
Yeah, he was talking, bro.
Oh,
Man, just keep going, bro. I like
no,
the
go ahead,
delay.
bro. I thought I was talking. Go ahead.
You talking?
Nah, I
No,
don't think he can hear you, but
I don't think he
you
can
got
hear you.
Oh, my bad.
But
I was
we
pretty much.
all can hear you, bro.
Nah.
We all can hear you. So keep going.
I know I was pretty
I
much.
just didn't like what Terence was saying, man. Making it seem like because all of his accolades, him being undisputed, saying that Floyd never did none of that stuff. But Floyd fought killers, man. Bud ain't fought no killers. He ain't fought nobody. Like, everybody he fought, there was something wrong or they was washed up. Motherfucking Benavidez, his knee was gone. His knee was fucked up. Brooks was washed up. Like you said, Khan was washed up. Like Terence ain't go through no gauntlet to get none of those belts. He didn't really have to put no work in. Much like Devin Haney's undisputed. It's watered down because he beat George Kambosos to get it.
Right.
And also
that's all I'm saying.
That's half the story, though.
That's true. And as a fan of Crawford, unfortunately, you can't use the excuse of, well, there were different promotions, etc., because now he's a free agent. He became the superstar of superstars when he crushed Errol Spence, and he's still doing the same thing, fighting once a year and not fighting the guys who people want him to fight. So it's really hard to defend Terence Crawford, unfortunately.
Can I jump in?
Wait, hold up, guys. You guys only tell half the story, right?
Talking about crushed Errol Spence. Always talking that dumb shit.
One at a time.
Did I lie? Did I lie?
No,
Go ahead.
Hey, yo, we haven't heard from Sir Senior or Wookie Wook, man. Come on, let's let everybody talk.
Yeah, man. Hey, can y'all hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Hey, knockout. First thing first, man. Hey, thanks for letting me on your platform, bro. Thanks for letting me speak my piece. My main thing why I even clicked the link is that dude boxing hacker, bro. I had a problem with everything you said, my brother. Every inch of what you said, it's like you're not seeing what everybody else see. So I gotta shine a little light in your eye real quick, bro. So
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like how you not seeing the disloyalty in Bud and the way that he moved and what he's saying. Nigga talking about you got to be a multiple weight. I mean, a multiple division champion to make it to the Hall of Fame. When they got Rocky Balboa in the Hall of Fame, nigga.
That's honorary Hall. That's two different Hall of Fames. So you're talking about the honorary Hall of Fame, which is different.
I don't think it's finished.
Yeah, we're talking about the actual Hall of Fame.
Regardless of the fact, bro, you know he said some bullshit, my nigga.
Yeah,
You
honorary Hall
trying to
of
play
Fame.
devil's
I
advocate
came
all
for
the
that smoke
time.
right there. That's really my issue. I
No,
came for all that.
no, I hear you. If you have issues, that's fine. But
That's really it.
let's be very direct
that.
about what we're saying.
I'll get back with you on the round 2. You can respond.
Yeah, let's be very very direct of what you're saying, right? Yes, Rocky Balboa is in the honorary Hall of Fame, right? So is Turki, but we're talking about the actual Hall of Fame, you know. And what Bud said was his opinion. You know, at the end of the day, you don't have to like his opinion. You don't have to agree with his opinion, right? I mean, you can say Hagler's is there. You can say Ali is there. You can say a number of people there that haven't been multi-division. However, what Bud said was based on his opinion. You know, we negotiate.
Hey, somebody vibrate. Somebody needs to turn their vibrate off.
Hey, brother Nigma, can you put yourself on mute? Because we neglect.
Man, what y'all doing?
This shit wild, bro.
Enigma. I mean, sorry. Whoa. So we ignore the fact that Floyd also said the same thing about Bud's resume, right? We neglect that. So if you want to have outrage and you want to keep that standard of outrage because of people criticizing people's resume, then why don't you do it for Bud as well?
I'm gonna say this one thing. When you said it's two different Hall of Fames. Bud did.
You chopped up, bro. Yeah, you went away, bro. Shout out to Big Dog. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Hold up, man. Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the 10 piece in the super chat. Says breaking news: Tank slipped on some motor oil in his garage. Tank is pursuing a restraining order against Motor and Harry Grease. Critics saying Tank is trying to get out of the rematch by lowballing Roach. Now, I think Roach is. What I'm hearing is Roach is trying to get way more money, and that's might be a hold up. But I think it's all smoke and mirrors bullshit. I think that
me too. That shit.
My opinion. Shout out to Tim with the 2 piece in super chat. Paid. All right, y'all go ahead, bro.
I feel like you playing on words with this two different Hall of Fame shit. I don't know nothing about no two different.
It's an actual thing. It's not playing on.
Anyway,
words.
Bro, let me finish. Let me finish. I don't know shit about no two different Hall of Fames. I just know boxing Hall of Fame. That's the way that Bud, when he said what he said, nigga. That's the same. That's the way that he came across. So you ain't gonna you playing on wordplay with this two different Hall of Fame shit. He talking about you got to be a two. That's my whole issue, bro. That's my whole
Rocky
issue.
Balboa and Alalshikh are not in the Hall of Fame Bud's talking about.
Hacker, this is ridiculous. There's only one Hall of Fame, and saying that Errol Spence doesn't belong there again, it's such a
You can feel that way. Yes, it's an opinion. You can feel that way. There's nothing wrong with that. However, like I said before, if you want to,
all right, so let me ask y'all. Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all something. If this is the case, then how many Hall of Fame fighters is Bud Crawford fought?
Exactly.
0.
Which is why it's such a stupid thing. It's such a stupid thing for him to say this about Errol Spence. Again, I defended Crawford for years, but he's just.
I get it. This is for the Bud fans, right?
Yeah. So he has a.
I get it, but this is for the Bud fans. This is for the people that's this is for the people that's arguing. Hold on, bro. Hold up. This is for the people that's arguing on Bud Crawford's behalf. 13 years up here, I know he's a Bud fan, a diehard Bud fan. I know Boxing Hackers arguing Bud's side. So if we're gonna go with that logic, that's fine, no problem. Then to the Bud fans, how many Hall of Fame fighters has Bud Crawford fought?
Most of the people he fought are still fighting, so none.
Oh, come on,
bro. One.
None. I mean, if he fights Canelo, that might be a Hall of Fame fighter. He most likely will make it inducted to the Hall of Fame. Let's be real. Like when you're a Hall of Fame, you're normally not fighting. It's normally after you finish your career.
Easy answer.
No.
Unless Madrimov goes on some super impressive title run, then the only guys he's fought who could even be in that conversation are Spence and Sean Porter, and he's downplaying. Well, he's downplayed Spence, which is again such a dumb thing to do. And Porter, great fighter, but
it's an opinion.
Look,
I don't understand.
And y'all acting like
I mean,
Errol Spence didn't meet Bud's criteria when he fought him.
Yep.
Y'all act like he didn't. Y'all act like he didn't catch Errol at a point where things weren't going quite right with him in his life and fought him. Y'all act like he didn't. He doesn't do all his quote unquote biggest fights like that. Y'all act like he went on undisputed runs and ran through divisions and collected belts, and he didn't do none of that. He's ducking the whole division. Y'all not acknowledging the fact he's ducking the whole 54 division right now. We don't even know for sure. Wait a minute, we can't say oh he about to fight Canelo because we don't even know.
I know
we don't even know if he about to fight Canelo. Why does he still have a WBA belt? Why is he holding that belt hostage? Because he waiting on somebody to run around the division and collect the other belts while he sit around and posture and act like he about to fight Canelo? And then he gonna go down and get undisputed at 54. Y'all gonna act like, oh, he the top 3 greatest ever when I don't even understand why that's in Bud consciousness.
So
cooking.
The only thing about what you're saying is that you told a half story, right? You're right. He fought Errol Spence at a particular time, right? Where else we could say Errol Spence is coming off an injury or whatever. However, remember one thing: Errol Spence pushed the fight back. He pushed the Bud fight back. Bud didn't push the fight back. Errol Spence was literally on the horn talking about
Bud didn't push the fight back. Boxing Hacker, stop.
EJ even has a T-shirt that shows the order in which he defeats fighters and have Bud laugh. Let's not do that.
What are you talking about?
That shirt came after the fact.
He definitely did.
That shit came well after the fact. Stop the cap.
And even if you feel like, no matter what you guys say, even everybody here feels like EJ wasn't 100%. Guess what? Based on his status in the division, he was number 1 in that division. He had every single belt except the belt that Bud had. There was nobody else work off.
Boxing Hacker, hold fast real quick. Boxing Hacker. I said this on 2 Senses show that yes, I felt that Errol Spence did avoid the fight more than Crawford, but that's in the past. What's happened recently, because we live in the present, what's happened recently is that Crawford is the one who has held up divisions. You cannot be a fan of Crawford and only point out the bad things or criticize Spence and avoid criticizing Crawford when he's holding up 2 divisions. Like, that's ridiculous. Come on. Be a fan of the sport, not a fan of the fighter.
How did Errol Spence hold the fight up? Because he said he was going to go collect all the other belts and then get to Bud Crawford?
Yes,
that's in the
exactly. So guess what Bud said? Let's fight. Remember what Bud said? You said you're smart. You're smart because he knew like, look, I can fight you right now whenever. And EJ was like, why would I fight you first?
Earl was clearing out the division, man. He was trying to collect the other belts.
Blame Bud for when the fight happened.
You got a whole
I'm not arguing with you guys. Don't blame Bud for when the fight happened. Oh, he called Earl late. No, EJ told that.
What I like to do,
I'm an EJ fan.
Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the 2 piece and super chat. Boxing Hacker, you need to quit being devil's advocate. No, that's what he let me say this, bro. So Bud Crawford whooped Errol ass, right? And he did his thing. He's a pound level fighter. The conversation that I want to have is about where do we rank him? Because if this is the case, and y'all, and this is where Bud Crawford fans, when you refuse to ever criticize him, when you refuse to ever say that anything he says is wrong, well, now you put yourself in an interesting position because you can't tell me in one breath that Errol Spence is not a Hall of Fame fighter, but then in the next breath, tell me that Bud Crawford is an all-time great. You can't in one breath tell me that he's gonna be top 3 all time if he beats Canelo Alvarez, but then in the next breath tell me that Canelo Alvarez is the only Hall of Fame fighter that he ever fought. Like you can't you can't have it both ways. So what I'm trying to reconcile is if what he's saying about Earl, that's what y'all gonna ride with, and that's what's true, then forget top 3. Can we put him top 10? Put him top 15. Where can we put him if his resume out of his own mouth is weak as fuck?
Wait.
Can I answer?
Hold on, I'm almost done. I don't want to go back and I don't want to talk about who ducked who or why they didn't fight. And I like that shit's been had. They fought. Bud Crawford whooped his ass. He won. He did his fucking thing. He's on to the next. Cool. Now what we're talking about is the aftermath of it. And if in the aftermath, for the sake of continuing to sit on Earl and try to make Earl look bad, if now the Bud Crawford stance is, the Bud Crawford fan stance is, the Bud Crawford brigade stance is, Earl was never really that good and Earl don't belong in the Hall of Fame. Okay, cool, no problem. Well, if the nigga that's your biggest win in your career that you get the most respect for is not that good and he's not in the Hall of Fame, and then you tell me you're going to beat Canelo Alvarez and you beat him, now we look back at your career and the only nigga that's in the Hall of Fame you ever fought out of your own mouth is Canelo Alvarez. How the fuck could we possibly rate you top 3 all time? How the fuck could we possibly rate you top 10 all time? That's the conversation we need to be having right now, not a 5-year-old conversation.
And Bud fans, hold on, let me say this. Hold on, let me say this. And Bud fans want to hate on Spence, and Terence Crawford want to try to discredit Spence so bad that they don't realize they cutting off their nose to spite their face. Because
that's a good conversation,
because he said after the fight, I remember him saying he not a Hall of Famer, and I'm like, why would Bud discredit his biggest win? And what he don't, somebody need to mute. Y'all washing dishes. I know,
bro. People are
what he don't realize is that you're only confirming what everybody else thinks is that your resume is some BS. You're only confirming that by saying no to Sean Porter, which a lot of people like to throw Sean Porter on the list when you ask who Bud fought. And then you're saying no to Earl Spence. And then you want to say your notable wins is Gamboa and Kavaliaskis and all these other random people you name and talking about them. Those are notable wins for you. And then you wanna go down Spence's resume and try to discredit every single one of his wins. Like that's really crazy. When Spence fought all the names, what did those fighters do after Bud fought them? Who were those people? Did y'all see them again? Do y'all like where did they go? Like nobody ever wants to take that into recognition. Nobody ever wants to take into the fact that Top Rank got the quote unquote best matchmakers in the game. What do y'all think that means?
Facts.
What do y'all think that means?
Hey,
I mean,
can I answer that?
Y'all let Star Senior and Mr. Moet get in. I ain't heard this. Shout out to P Hunter with the 5-piece no biscuit suit. Just says, but a Hall of Fame. It's like playing spades. He has a few possibilities. Sir Senior, go ahead, and then we'll go to Mr. Moet.
All right, salute KO and salute to the panel in the chat. I just want to say this real quick. First of all, we went all these years where everybody was killing Bud's resume, saying he ain't fought nobody. As soon as he moved up to 147, he was about to move up to 147. He ain't fought nobody. All those people are trash. If you minus the people that EJ and Bud fought, they both fought. What is EJ's record looking like? What is Bud's record looking like? They fought some of the same people, especially in 147. That's the main people. So on one side, as an EJ fan, and on the other side as a Bud fan, they both can't really talk junk about each other's resume at 147 when they fought some of the most notable names is the same people they fought. Like they fought those same people.
That's cap though. Because
how's it cap?
Because Earl was fighting champions.
That they fought the same people.
You don't gotta yell, bro. I can hear you.
Oh, you cutting me off. I waited patiently. I let everybody talk.
Let them finish first.
I thought you was done.
No, this is what we'll do. Let them finish, and then I'll let you respond to them 2 cents before we go to Mr. Moet. So go ahead. Go ahead, sir. And y'all don't interrupt them. Let them finish. Let them get it all out. Then 2 cents you can respond to. Go ahead.
So that's the biggest thing right there. As an EJ fan and as a Bud fan, you can't sit here and fight. Oh, well, I fought this person and they were trash, but on this side, but then you fought them and they were great, or vice versa. Outside of that, if Bud can sit here and say that, okay, well, EJ not in the Hall of Fame, it's the same thing as EJ saying he ain't fought nobody all that time. They said that Bud could say EJ a weight bully because EJ said that he was light in the behind. So you can't have selective outrage. If EJ get to say what he want to say and all the EJ fans say whatever they want to say, then Bud and the Bud fans get to say whatever they want to say. I don't agree with it. I think EJ should be in the Hall of Fame, especially when all these other people, other fighters who's nowhere close to EJ, nowhere close to Bud, is in the Hall of Fame already.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that he has the right to say what he wanted to say, and that's one thing he's been consistent on. He said, well, if my resume is shaky, EJ's is even shakier. I would agree with that point. I don't agree with the whole entire comment, but the point he's trying to make there about if EJ's is if his resume is shaky, EJ's is shakier because he beat EJ easier than he beat almost anybody else.
All right, 2 cents. Go ahead.
So, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but if you eat, according to Bud, Earl fought a damaged Kell Brook. So, what was Kell Brook when Bud fought him? Bud fought him. Sean Porter was out the ring 450 some days coming off of hip surgery. Podcast Porter when he fought Terence Crawford. When you seen the Terence Crawford Sean Porter fight, you absolutely can tell. I mean, the Errol Spence Sean Porter fight, you absolutely can tell that was a completely different fighter. Yeah, they fought the same people, but when did he fight? When did they fight these people? We can't act like just because you fought the same people, it's the same exact thing. No, it's not. Timing matters in boxing, and nobody understands that better than Terence Crawford. And he want to sit there and shit on everybody that Earl fought when he fought him after. He fought them after. And then the people that he are naming on his resume as notable wins are who? Who are they? So you cannot sit here and say Earl resume is shaky when he's the reason you undisputed, because he's the one that went and collected all the belts. How he not Hall of Fame when he's the one that got all the belts, bro? Not you. So that doesn't even make any sense. Off the rip, that don't make no sense. You telling me the person that collected all the belts is nobody and is nothing? So what does that mean? That mean you've been letting people collect all the belts and you've been going to fight people that's nobody and nothing? Like Terence Crawford sounds foolish saying this stuff. He's only discrediting his own self, and we're only pointing it out to y'all. And then y'all getting all in y'all feelings and crying. I don't understand it. It is what it is.
Mr. Moet,
you sound more like y'all are crying. Hey. Y'all the ones crying because it was okay when EJ was saying all this stuff 70-30, 60-40, 80-20, whatever we give you. He lighting the booty and he ain't fought nobody. All that stuff, it was fine when it was EJ talking. But then when he got filleted on Fish Fry Anniversary, then all of a sudden it's an excuse.
Yeah,
but
you a buttercup.
When
you ain't
he
no
the eye collector.
It don't matter if he got
even though he flipped his car like Simone Biles before he became the eye collector. Before he did that to Ugas, that was before. That was after he flipped his car like Simone Biles. Y'all was still saying that EJ was the man. So you can't take that away from him. I'm saying
so what is Bud race, bro?
I'm saying
ho.
All right, hold on. Let me do this, bro. Hold on. I want y'all to keep going. But Mr. Moet ain't said nothing. Certain 2 cents. Y'all can get right back to it. But let Mr. Moet chime in because I haven't heard him say shit. Y'all can get right back to where y'all was at. Let me catch the super chat first, though. We got Juan Tomei with the 2 piece in the super chat. Bud and his B-side fans are full N-words. Damn, that was tough, Juan. Mr. Moet, go ahead.
Hey, thank you, KO. What's up to everybody? 2 cents, you made a fantastic justification to your argument. Love what you said. I just want to put it out here. I just want to take all the accolades off the table regarding Errol and Bud and take the record off the table. I give Bud credit because he beat Errol so convincingly that it's tough to take anything away from Bud, and that's why I have such a bone to pick with Errol. I'm an Errol fan because that rematch didn't happen. I just would have loved to have seen Errol get back in there and get some of that back. And so I actually want to take that point and transition to something KO said earlier in a few of his broadcasts this week, which is Tank got to be very mindful to not give any leverage to Shakur, because that's where I feel like Errol went wrong with giving away leverage and eventually just getting to a point of saying, you know what, Bud, I'm the A side. No, I'm not going to fight you. I'm gonna move on. I just got a bone to pick with that. Now, Bud has always talked crazy, But when it comes down to the skills, I can't take nothing away from that man. And he put all of his skills on display against Errol. I got one more point to make, and then I'm good, which is before Errol and Bud fought, it was rumored that Errol was actually negotiating to fight Canelo. So I can't take nothing away from Bud essentially just substituting himself in Earl's place for that Canelo, negotiation. That's all he did. And I honestly hope that Errol, if he gonna retire, retire. But man, he should have got that one back in blood, because Bud just beat him that bad where he just now feels like he can say whatever he want to say. But he doesn't always talk crazy. So I say take what Bud says with a grain of salt, because it ain't never making no sense. But skill for skill, that guy is fantastic. Thank you.
You ain't nothing wrong, bro.
Can I say one thing about his legacy?
Whose legacy?
Crawford's legacy, where he stands. Because
where does he stand in your mind?
I'm not the greatest scholar on who's the greatest. I don't see how you can compare him to the four kings, let alone fighters of all time. I don't even think he's the greatest fighter of this era. Like I cannot see how anybody can say his resume is better than Alexander Usyk's. I think Naoya Inoue also has a better resume. Canelo, it's a little questionable. Maybe yes, maybe no. He's not even the greatest fighter of this era, which is fine. I say this as a Crawford fan. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just him calling himself, saying he's going to be top 3. It's just, again, it's you can't be a Crawford fan really and defend this. But does
anybody think that there's anything he can do to finish top 3 all time?
No.
I think he beats Canelo in question.
I ain't gonna give him top 3.
I think you beat top 3.
Not even the level of competition he needs.
I give him top 5.
For him to be top 3.
Like top 5.
What do you mean the level of competition?
Yeah, man. I give him
Third Senior, what do you think, bro?
You can say that about
no, top 10.
Hold on, bro. I asked Sir Senior.
First of all, he said Usyk better. Usyk said Bud better than him. He said Bud's pound for pound. Naoya Inoue said Bud's pound for pound. Bivol said Bud's pound for pound. Mayweather said Bud's pound for pound. So I think I would listen to those 4 great champions over something that some random dudes on YouTube say.
Can I comment on that? Because if you actually look at the resumes, Usyk's resume is miles better than Crawford's, and so is Inoue's. Like these fighters are being respectful of Crawford, which is again nothing wrong with that. But if you actually don't just take what somebody says and say, oh well, that makes it true. Actually, have a look at the nuances. And Crawford's resume again. KO, you asked the question, how great could he be? You can't take time off in your prime like this when you're the superstar of superstars. And sit out and hold up divisions and be as great as Bud wants to be, unfortunately.
How can he be saying that he's holding up a division and where he's sent out?
Hold on, sir. Hold on. I'll let y'all get back to it. I just want to insert this, then y'all get back to whatever. So for me, Bud he's just gonna fall short because, and you can blame him. And like I said, what people will try to do, you try to get into, he was ducked, or he didn't get this opportunity because didn't nobody want to fight him. Unfortunately, you don't get credit for work that you didn't do. And I think, unfortunately for him, you just can't get to where you would need to get to in order to be considered with those all-time greats, because you just don't have the bodies on your resume. You can have the accolades, you can have 3-time undisputed, you can have multiple division champion, 5-division champion, whatever it'll end up being. Right now, he's a 4-division, 2-time undisputed champion. He beats Canelo, he'll be a 5-division, 3-time undisputed champion. That shit sounds great. But when you have to start comparing him to all-time greats, when we got to have a look at him compared side by side with Floyd Mayweather, or we got to have a look with him compared side by side to Ray Leonard or Tommy Hearns or Manny Pacquiao or Ray Robinson or Muhammad Ali or Lennox Lewis, when we start having to compare him to other all-time greats that you would like to skip him on the list with, they got the bodies. He don't. And it comes down to who you fought. When you're dealing with a bunch of fighters that are all highly accomplished, most of them are multiple division champions. Some of them are unified. Some of them have been undisputed before. So some of them are 8 division champions, 7 division champions, 5, 6 division champions. When you start comparing people with those type of accolades, it's going to always come down to, okay, Well, who did he fight? Okay, they both of these guys are fucking great. One of them has more divisions, the other one's been undisputed before. One of them's been undisputed before, the other one's beat more champions. So when we start getting granular with it and we start looking at like all-time great list, it's gonna always end up coming down to, okay, well, who beat the better fighters? Who got the better names on their resume? And unfortunately for Bud Crawford, if you're a Bud fan, you're gonna blame PBC, you're gonna blame Errol, you're gonna blame Keith, you're gonna blame the business of boxing, you're gonna blame the size of the street, whatever. If you're not a Bud fan, you're gonna be like, oh, the nigga re-signed the top rank, he did this, he did that, whatever the blame is. The fact of the matter is, you don't get credit for work you didn't complete. So as a result, when you start comparing Bud Crawford to I don't know, Ray Leonard, I'm gonna say, okay, yeah, Bud is undefeated. He's 3-time undisputed. If he beats Canelo, he's a 5-division champion. But do I see a Roberto Duran on his resume? Okay, no. Yeah, he did all this, but he did all this, but do I see a Tommy Hitman Hearns on it? Okay, no, I don't see that either. Do I see a Marvin Hagler on it?
Who's the Sugar Ray Robinson beat?
And then if I think that's okay, Bud Crawford. Let me compare. Hold on, I'm not done, bro. I'm cooking up.
Sorry.
If I compare him to another, if I compare him to somebody else, if I'm like, okay, well, let me take a look and let me see if I can put him on the all-time great list over a Lennox Lewis. I'm like, all right, let me look. Do I see Evander Holyfield on there? I don't see Evander Holyfield. Do I see a Mike Tyson? Like, where are these niggas at that we want to put him over, bro? And so it's not gonna be enough names, bro. And then when the best win would be Canelo, and I already watched Floyd do it. I watched Lara get a controversial draw with him. I watched Triple G get a controversial draw with him. Canelo's great, but beating Canelo is not gonna make you get over Floyd or Ray or the other Ray or Ali. He just in the wrong era, and he don't got enough bodies, bro. He does not have enough bodies. And what y'all tell me, bro? Y'all know that shit is factual, dog. And so I think that's the problem. He's gonna be a highly accomplished fighter. He's gonna be able to say that he did something that fighters didn't do, right? He's gonna be able to say all of that. But what he'll never be able to say is, I got better fighters on my resume than Floyd Mayweather. I got better fighters on my resume than Ray Leonard. I got better fighters on my resume than Muhammad Ali. I got better fighters on my resume than Lennox Lewis. I got better fighters on my resume than Manny Pacquiao. I got better fighters on my resume than Tommy Hearns. I got better fighters on my resume than Marvin Hagler. And since he'll never be able to say anything close to that to any of them, he's going to have a hard time passing a lot of them, bro. And that's just the fact of the matter. Let me catch these super chats.
Super facts.
I see some crazy
Hey, I got something.
Shout out to hold on, I got to catch this money, man. Shout out to my dog, Big Dog Willie 5-piece. No biscuit in super chat says Bud is dead ass wrong about EJ not being in the Hall of Fame. But EJ fans don't have selective memory and play victim when Bud says something y'all don't like. No, he's entitled to it. He's just making himself look bad, bro. Willie with the 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat says not top 3 all time. Negative. Shout out to Kiro Black with the 5-piece. No biscuit in the super chat. Resume matters more than accolades. I agree with you, bro. And I think that's the point I was just trying to illustrate. Shout out to Charles Edward Cheese with 100 of them things. Boop, boop, boop. No biscuit in the super chat. He says, what's up, all? In my opinion, there's popularity and great fighters. It's rare you have the transcendent star with the greatness. So I choose to start putting respect on the unpopular guys' names. Just because I don't know you, don't mean you ain't nice. In my opinion, Bud is first ballot. Definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't think anybody would argue that, like 100%. We have an all-time great conversation, though, but you were right about that. Big Dog Willie back in the super chat. 2-piece. No biscuit. Bud is nowhere near the top 5. Y'all need to quit. Shout out to Charles Edward Cheese back in that super chat with another one of them things. 100 bombs, 100 piece. Boop, boop, boop. He say, EJ is a Hall of Famer too, but second tier. The accident wrecked it for him, unfortunately. Hall of Fame is kind of aggregate because like Porter and Bradley are in, basically 30 plus fights and a couple time champion. You in there like swimwear. I agree with that super chat as well. And I appreciate you coming by and blessing the channel with yet another 100 bomb, 100 piece. Damn. Boop, boop, boop. That boy says, simply salute, work hard, play harder. I appreciate you, Charles Edward Cheese. Thank you for your support. to the channel. Okay, y'all go ahead, bro.
Can I-
Hey, knockout.
So here, one question I have though.
I just want to say.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick.
Hold on. I heard Wookie. I heard Boxing Hacker. I heard 2 cents. So I'm gonna go in that order. Wookie, Boxing Hacker, 2 cents. Y'all go ahead. Wookie, go ahead.
I just wanted to stay right where we was at. I think that this is the wrong conversation to be having as far as like all-time great. The way you broke that down, then yeah, that's not even putting him in. There's no way that we can put him in all-time great. But what I will do is I'll put him top 5 of the greatest of his era, because to go with your point of like how you said there's no Marvin Haglers. I mean, there's no like you look at his resume, there's no Marvin Hagler. I'm back. My fault. There's no Roberto Duran's, none of that on his resume. Well, knockout. Those are once in a lifetime type of fighters. In order for him to have a type of fighter like that on his resume, he would have had to fight Floyd. But Floyd retired. Bud was never going to get his hands on no Floyd. But for him to be in the all-time,
and that's what I said. Not to cut you off, but you're right, and that's the point. Like sometimes you just come up in the wrong era, right? Or sometimes you just might have an injury that derails your career. And unfortunately for him, he came up in the era where, if you want to say circumstance, if you want to say people ducking him, if you want to say the fighters just weren't good enough, unfortunately for him, he just came up in the era to where he's not going to have the names to even be compared to some of those guys, bro. And it's, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that's when I had said top 5, I was thinking more of his era. Like,
definitely. He already
the all-time great went completely over my head.
That's solidified. You got him. You got Canelo. No, I can hear you. You got him. You got Canelo, and you got bro. He definitely top 5, and it's not even an argument.
Yeah, that's what I just wanted to clarify that. I was having the all-time went over my head. I was thinking more of this era. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't no comparison. He ain't all-time yet. You know what I mean? Even like you said, even if he do beat Canelo,
he's never gonna be all-time.
Yeah, even if he do beat Canelo, nigga, you would have had to beat Floyd. He would have had to beat Floyd, bro.
But
if he beat Floyd,
let me get Boxing Hacker though, y'all. Let me get Boxing Hacker and let me go to 2 cents. Before I do those super chats, shout out my dog Big Supreme with the 5-piece. He said Wilfredo Gomez is a 3-division champion. He has 17 title defenses and all stoppages, which is a record at 122, 100% KO ratio in title fights. Talk that shit, boy. Talk that shit, Big Supreme. Go ahead, Boxing Hacker.
No, before Boxing Hacker go, KO, I'm about to bounce out, man. I just want to say salute, man. Excellent content, excellent job, man. Definitely worth the cheese. The cheese sent your way, play it. Stay up and be blessed, man. Have a blessed weekend.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Boxing Hacker. We listening.
Salute. So here's the thing about this whole, like, he can never be an all-time great, right? It's always relative to the generation, right? You can't just look at it like, oh, but he never fought killers like this person did in their generation. It doesn't work that way, because remember, Ray Robinson is all-time great. But I bet you 9 times out of 10, if I was to say, okay, which fighters are you comparing Ray Robinson's fights? Are you comparing Ray Robinson to say he's an all-time great? Most people won't be able to say it. Let alone the fact that there are a lot of people who will say that, hey, Ray Robinson didn't fight some of the killers of his era. So, like, when you look at it in that perspective, it's relative to what happened. Ray Robinson is considered all-time great because, 1, the way he fights was amazing. 2, he was a multi-division champion. 3, he had 201 fights, like 173 wins. Those are the reasons that they look at it. They don't just look at like compare like fighter to fighter, right?
I'm gonna let you keep cooking, but I gotta interject here. I disagree. I think Ray Robinson, for me and the people I've talked to about Ray Robinson, because I'm not a historian, but my knowledge goes back probably to about like the 60s. That's how far back I've studied. I'm trying to get to the 50s and the 40s. I haven't got that far back yet, but I'm pretty knowledgeable from like the 60s on. The people that I talk to about Ray Robinson, the old heads I talk boxing with at the barbershop and shit, Ray Robinson, he gets the respect that he gets, bro, because everything, he's the pioneer, right? The shit that people want to be most in today's boxing is pound for pound, right? Whether you talk to Bud, whether you talk to Shakur, whether you talk to Keyshawn, you talk to Devin Haney, everybody's like, yo, pound for pound. I want to be pound for pound this, pound for pound that. He gets the respect that he gets because he was so cold, they created that shit for him. The pound for pound list was created because he was whooping people so good and so bad at a time where niggas was like, yo, I think he might could fuck a heavyweight up. And so they created an entire movement and an entire pound for pound list that still goes to this day because of Ray Robinson. I think that's more than anything is why he gets the respect that he gets. But go ahead.
Exactly. And so that's why I'm saying you're agreeing with what I'm saying. It's based on what he did in his generation. It's not relative to everybody else's generation. Like nobody is saying he's pound for pound because he fought Jake LaMotta, who's better than Roberto Duran or anything like that. That's not how it works. It's always relative to the perspective of your generation. What did you do in your generation that made you great? And they'll compare. They say, okay, what was astronomical about it? You know, and that's how these, you know, like all-time greats gets a cure, because there's no way you can compare fighters to fighters, right? Like these certain fighters in Ray Leonard's generation never fought certain fighters in like Crawford's generation. You know, like it's impossible to do. You know, so that's how it's done. And when it comes to Crawford, you're gonna have to look at him only based on the perspective of his generation. What did he do? If he beats Canelo, you understand? The boxing scholars are gonna say this guy came from 135, won a title, became undisputed. That means collected 4 belts, which is harder in our generation than it's in previous generations because there's so many belts. There's more belts in our generation than previous generations. So he became undisputed at 140. He went to 147, the guy from 135. He became undisputed again, beat the top guy 147. Went to 154, collected a belt, jumped from 160 to 168, and beat the current undisputed champion as well. So that's 3 undisputed runs. And based on that perspective, people are gonna say, is he one of the best? Like again, like people can say, "Oh, he's not." Or not.
Bro, I think the conversation is for me in my list. Bro, you gotta put him top 15. But this top 10, top 5, top 3. Like,
I don't know, Kale. I think so.
Top 15, top 10 to 15, about first.
I think he beats Canelo.
Let me hear what 2 cents got. Let me hear 2 cents. Let me hear Fight Sports talk. Go ahead, 2 cents.
Even by Boxing Hacker's own standard that he just made up, Crawford still wouldn't be considered one of the greatest.
Nope.
Because what has he done? He's not a star. He's not a big name. He's not a big draw. Even by your own standard you just made up, he wouldn't qualify. But this is what I want to say. I think a lot of people, and they just don't want to admit it, that being undisputed, getting the belts, which I also want to make another point to Boxing Hacker's point, he didn't collect no belts. He let other people collect them. So again, another standard that he doesn't meet in your criteria. But he, damn, what was I finna say? Oh, that's what I was saying. So people don't want to admit and acknowledge the fact that these belts are way too political to put so much weight on. I'm not saying that they don't mean anything, but I'm just saying that it's a lot going into just being able to be a champion, just being able to get to undisputed. You got to be with this promotional company. You got to do this and do, you know what I'm saying? It's not just like a qualifying sport where your name in a bracket and everybody just fighting and then they doing a tournament and then no, it doesn't work like that. So people want to keep placing so much weight on these belts. Like, belts don't make you an all-time great. Accolades do not make you an all-time great. It's so much more that goes into that. It's mainly who you fought. And unfortunately, there's not many boxers of this era that's going to ever be an all-time great simply because the competition is not out there like that at this point in time. You can be great. You can be great for this era. You can be one of the best of this era. But you talking about you top 3, like nah, like and y'all agreeing to that? It's like crazy. Like you're not top 3.
So let me just PJ would have went and beat Bud.
And
Y'all can break out into a debate. Just let me catch super chat first. I heard you, Sir Senior. I'm gonna let you respond. Let me get to the money first. Willie with the 5-piece. No biscuit in super chat. Boxing Hacker is all-time greatest, not generational. Great. Real quick. It was on Fight Sports Talk. Fight Sports Talk, be real quick, but Sir Senior wants to respond to 2 cents, so I want to let him do that. But Fight Sports Talk, go ahead and say what you got to say, and then I'm going to let Sir Senior go because I know him and 2 cents probably about to go back and forth for a little bit. Go ahead, Fight Sports Talk.
Yeah. Thanks, Ko. There's the only fighter, again, who I think could even have a conversation to be top 20 all-time great, and I'm talking about of all time, not just this era, would be Usyk. To be the greatest of all time, I want to comment on something that Wookie said before he left, talking about how if you grow up in a weaker era, it's hard to be the greatest of all time. That's true, but somebody like Usyk, he doesn't have like 10 Hall of Famers on his resume. It's the quality of opponents that I feel makes him, again, questionably top 20 all-time great ever. As far as Crawford, he's had opportunities. This is the thing which, again, a lot of Bud fans, and I'm one of them, don't admit. He's had the opportunity to fight guys like Boots and Stanionis and all the guys at 154, the most stacked division in the sport, and he's fought none of them. He only fought Madrimov. So if you have the opportunity to fight all comers and you don't do it, and the all comers are really, really good, then that's why he's bringing his legacy down, and he's not as great as he claims to be. Just wanted to say that. Thanks, KO.
Okay,
Can I respond to him?
What's up with the big guy? Hold on a second. So what I want to say about the Usyk argument, I think Usyk's best argument for being top all time, like top 20 or whatever it was you're saying, I don't think it's necessarily just not only quality of opposition. I think it's also the Evander Holyfield argument. Like he is Usyk is what the pound for pound list was created for, except he erased the hypothetical for it. He's like, yo, you don't have to worry about what I do with heavyweights. You don't have to worry about what it'd be like with me and the heavyweight with the same time. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna let people outweigh me by 30 pounds. I'm gonna beat their ass. I think that's his path, is the Holyfield path, but he didn't lose. He beat these people and he still defeated. So if he were to beat Daniel Dubois again, man, you got something in the background boxing.
I can mute yourself.
Some shit. I don't know where you at. But I think for him, that's gonna be his path. When people are making that argument for him, their strongest argument is he was actually moved up to heavyweight and actually still was undefeated. That's gonna be his argument if he's ever gonna have one. Let me see. It's a debate about the breakout, but
I just want to respond. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, yeah, because Sir Senior and 2 Cents, they got.
Read your super chat, and I want to respond to Sports Talk.
Shout out to Charles Edward Cheese back in the super chat again with 100 of them things. He say, how many eras have there been in boxing all time? If you're the best of your era, are you not automatically an all-time great? There's one major flaw in this logic. Find it. I think you are, Charles Edward Cheese. We're talking top 10 to 15 out of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that box that makes you an all-time great. We're talking top 3 all-time, top 5 all-time. That's what we're talking about. If you're like, and it's crazy because you see this in other sports too, like basketball or football. Like if you call somebody top 10 or top 15, they fans like, yo, nigga, that's disrespectful. Like you realize there's been thousands of people that have boxed, right? So to say somebody is top 15 all time of everybody that ever boxed, bro, that is a sign of respect. Not this
hundreds of thousands.
Big guy Willie, go ahead so I can get the search.
Okay, yeah, Sports Talk. Usyk's nowhere. I don't put him in the top 20 at all because
really,
because the heavyweight division is garbage.
All right, we got to
debate and cruiserweight. Let me finish.
Say what you guys say, Big Guy Willie, because I want to get the search Senior in 2 Cents.
Okay, and cruiserweight, it wasn't all that great when he was in it either. So I'm due to the competition, he's not top 20, and that's all I got to say.
All right, so this is what I want to do. I think I got time for Sir in 2 Cents. If wifey don't get back from the Pilates in the grocery store in time, I'll have time for Big Guy Willie and Fight Sports Talk. But this is what I want to do because this is the second time y'all kind of broke out into a mini debate up here on the platform. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna catch a super chat first. So shout out to my dog Big Supreme 5-piece. How you top 3 and Ali beat 4 different gold medalists: Frazier, Patterson, Foreman, and Spence. Talk that shit. So this is what I want to do. I'm gonna give each of y'all a minute and a half uninterrupted to go back and forth. So I'm gonna start with you, Sir Senior. You got a minute and a half. Nobody cut him off. Then when he get done 2 cents, you'll have your minute and a half because y'all been having something brewing on the Bud Crawford front for the whole time y'all been up here. So Sir Senior, I'll start the time whenever you start talking so you can get it off and can't nobody interrupt you, bro.
All right. So first and foremost, EJ is a great fighter. Bud even said that he's a fan of EJ. Being a fan of EJ, he even got that man autographed and told the world, he said, stop everything. EJ, sign this piece of paper. I want your autograph. So that's showing the man respect. I'm saying that if EJ would have went and destroyed Bud as good as Bud destroyed him, we would be saying something different. If EJ would have went and then you got a unanimous decision against Madrimov and got another belt at 154, then go up and stops or even just convincingly beat, even just beat Canelo at his weight division, we will be saying EJ is an all-time great, one of the best that ever done it, hands down, nothing. So there's no way we're going to try to change it up because y'all favorite fighter didn't win. EJ, one of my top favorite fighters, but I just got Bud above him. If you look at Bud's skill and his understanding in the ring, he is amazing. Tank is a great fighter. Tank does some of the same stuff Bud do. Bud just been doing it longer. Everything that we like for boxers to do, we just want Bud does it. He just been doing it longer.
All right, 2 cents. You got a minute and a half to respond. Go ahead.
First of all, if Errol would have beat Bud, then moved up to the next division and beat another champion, and then moved up and beat Canelo, that mean, I mean, if Errol, hello?
Yeah, you good. I had to mute him. Go ahead.
Okay, so that would mean that Errol would have beat 5 champions in a row in 3 different weight divisions. He would have beat 4 champions at 54. He would have beat 4 champions at 47. He would have beat 1 champion at 54, and he would have beat another champion at 68. That would have been completely different than what Bud did, first of all. So that run, once again, would have been way better. And there is nothing that Tank does like Bud. Tank is not fighting fighters off of long layoffs. Tank is not waiting for fighters to be shot in the leg to fight him. He is giving his fans good competitive fights. Bud is not doing that, period. And I don't know why we think Bud been fighting this level of competition and these people his whole career, and he just gonna jump up to 68 and fight Canelo all of a sudden. I don't understand that, but we gonna see what happens. And even if he does beat Canelo, you still not an all-time great, period. And that's the whole argument.
All right, do y'all need another round or y'all good? I think they good. Sir Senior, you good? You need another round? You straight?
Nah, I'm gonna let it go. We might have to put this as a debate. We might have to put a debate with this one because it's diabolical, man. Yeah, but I mean, respect to the EJ fans. I hurt for EJ. That I said a long time ago.
Everybody trying to hear that shit, man.
I said a long time ago. I didn't want EJ to get the fight, but they would be saying that man ain't no good. EJ a good fighter, bro.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
He's a good fighter. He just ain't nothing to Bud though.
Let me get some Big Dog Willie and Fight Sports Talk. Y'all want to do the Uzi thing real quick?
Sure, I can do like a minute or whatever he wants. I mean, it's I got to bounce in like 10 minutes. So
yeah, we can make it real quick. Big Dog Willie, you want to go around on the UC thing, bro? Or you good?
Sure, I'm not gonna be that long.
All right, I'm gonna give you a minute. Fight Sports Talk. You got 1 minute, well 1.5 minutes. I'm gonna give you what I gave him. You got 1.5 minutes uninterrupted. Go ahead and make your point, bro.
Yeah, I have Usyk as the best of this era and arguably top 25 ever. Because of the quality of competition. Yeah, no one's a Hall of Famer, but he's fought guys in their primes, and the cruiserweight run he went on was better than any other undisputed run we've seen lately. Better than Canelo, better than Inoue, better than Crawford. So, yeah, we can talk about this in detail, Big Dog, and I'd love to have you on my channel to debate this, but I think the quality of competition is better than many fighters we've seen lately, and the guys at heavyweight, yeah, the division's not super strong, but they are skilled. It is a golden era, not as good as the 90s and the 60s, 70s, excuse me, but it's still really good. And he's at a huge disadvantage against these guys, and he's beating all of them, and he's beating them soundly. So that's why I have him where I have him.
Okay, all right, Big Dog Willie, it's on you, bro. What you got?
That's fair enough what you said, but he's not even a top 10 heavyweight as Usyk. And the cruiserweight division hasn't been around that long for me to really judge them. So that's the reason why I don't think he's even top 10 heavyweight. And that's one of the reasons why I don't put him in the top 20 or 25. Okay, his competition is nowhere near, like you said, the 90s and 70s and 60s. It's nowhere near that. So I can't, it's just like the whole Bud and Spence conversation. You can't put Bud in the top 3 because it's his competition. It just doesn't help him. And that's all.
Already. Appreciate y'all. I got some breaking news for y'all too. Shaki Foster and Stephen Fulton are negotiating a fight at 130 pounds.
Damn.
Okay, that's a good fight. Yeah.
Let's get cool boy.
Shout out to my dog L, man, with the news. Yeah, they in talks right now. So
KO.
Yeah, what up, P100? Welcome to the panel, bro. What you got?
What's going on? This whole thing about Bud, and like if we're saying if Bud goes up to Bud went from he got it at 140, he got it at 147 for the undisputed.
Yep.
And again, like everyone knows, he didn't really beat any. To get to 147, he only really beat Spence. He didn't beat everybody. He didn't do a Jamel Charlo type of thing where he had each individual belt. So but I can make an argument to say, well, why can't I say T.O. is the same as Bud then? If I really wanted to nitpick and be crazy about it. Because, yes, T.O. wasn't quote unquote really undisputed, but that was just some BS with the sanctioning bodies, the sanctioning bodies and what they did with the belt. Because T.O., in my mind, he was undisputed. I don't care about that whole franchise nonsense, because that was trash right there. That whole thing was just a political stunt or whatever. Then he went up and beat old boy, the cat from the UK, whatever, I don't know, whatever he's from. I can't remember his name. Oh, Josh Shelley. He beat Josh Shelley. Yeah, Josh Shelley did drop the belts. But he still beat an ex-undisputed champion.
Mm-hmm.
So, if like I said, if I really wanted to nitpick and really dig deep into it, I could be like, well, T.O.'s resume is kind of just as good as his, but he has a Hall of Famer with the Matrix. He's definitely a Hall of Famer.
It's like the exact same
Stella, it may be iffy if he's a Hall of Fame, iffy. And like when I put in my comment, when I did the super chat, I said, Bud is like a spades. I could look at my hand and be like, yeah, I got some possibles. And he has a bunch of possibles when it comes to EJ should make it, but we don't know. Porto definitely should make it, but again, it's a possibility. He has a lot of possibles on his resume when it comes to beating Hall of Fame fighters. So, top 3, no. I could probably give him top 20. That's because I just don't know enough about boxing. I'm pretty sure if I knew more about boxing than older boxers, I could probably bump him down even more. But he probably top 20, top 3. I just can't see that.
He bro, if he and this is if he doesn't beat Canelo, it's not even a conversation, right? But if he beats Canelo, then it's like top 10 to 15, bro.
Yeah,
it's like top 10 to 15.
Sorry, Sir Senior
Who's top 3 currently to you, KO?
Top 3, I got Floyd Mayweather, I got Muhammad Ali, and I got Ray Robinson right now.
Sir Senior said he wants to debate me on the Usyk thing, and he said in the private messages.
Yeah, I can do that if I want to.
So, sir, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I can do that.
I guess he's out. So good.
To me, it's real quick. So Ali said that Sugar Ray Robinson was the best. He said that he was better than him, and he stole some of his moves.
Usyk said the same thing, but go ahead.
Yes, but they started pound for pound for Sugar Ray Robinson. Right now, we talk pound for pound. Automatically, we saying Bud Crawford. He's been on the pound for pound list more than anybody else who's actively fighting. He's stayed at the top. And if he fights Canelo, that means he's fought 2 people at the top 5 at the time of him fighting them. Nobody else has done that. Yeah, also, Usyk said that Bud was better than him. He's right now one of the top guys. Only people who didn't say it was Tank and Canelo. All the other top guys say that Bud is like that. Mayweather said Bud is like that. He said he's pound for pound. A New Way said that Bud is pound for pound. All these people said that Bud's pound for pound. You arguing something off of Usyk, who just did what Bud did first, is diabolical.
So
Bud
Bud
is going
said
to
Tank is in top 5.
And if he beats Canelo, then common sense says Biff will beat Canelo, and he says that Bud's pound for pound. How do you explain Usyk being better, even skill-wise, than Bud?
KO, can I respond to that?
Let Fight Sports Talk respond. Shout out to I'm gonna just say Bradshaw because I want to be your full government in that cash out with the 10 pieces. Keep grinding, cuz you the truth. But stop the cap. I don't know what I'm capping about, bro. You gotta let me know, man. Salute you for that 10 piece in the cash app, though. I appreciate you. That was like an hour ago, so I missed it. Shout out to Birdwell. I'm not gonna say your full first name. Shout out to Birdwell with the 5 piece in the cash app. Says for some reason I can't send the super chat. Salute. I appreciate the love in the cash app. All right, go ahead, Fight Sports Talk. It's on you. You can respond.
Yeah, so Senior, I can say that Usyk's better because I actually look at what's happening. I think these guys are just being respectful to Bud. And look, I'm a fan of Bud, but Usyk's resume is much better than that. It's much better than Canelo's. And look, I can debate this with you anytime. Look, I say this as a Bud fan. I could debate this with you on my channel if you want, but his resume is much better. In terms of skill, I mean, Crawford, again, he's fought some good names, although he's dumping on the biggest name he's fought. Usyk's had to do this against guys who outweigh him by 30, sometimes 40 pounds. And again, I can go about this in more detail later, but these fighters being respectful to Bud, nothing wrong with that. But in terms of resume, with Canelo, it's a little questionable, but Usyk and Inoue, they fought better competition. So,
look, Canelo?
Who did a New Way fight that was better than Canelo or than Bud?
Don't finish. Hold on, let him finish.
Sir, I can. All right.
I know you want to go do research, and then you want to have the power of control.
Hold on. Look.
Sir Senior, just let him finish. Just let him finish, Sir Senior.
Oh shit! No, everybody stop, bro. Everybody stop. Man, I told y'all the bomb was about to fucking drop, bro. Damn. Bro, Bob Arum just confirmed that PBC and Top Rank will be collaborating to make fights together, including a fight with Gervonta Davis in order to compete against Turki Alalshikh. This shit over with.
Let's fucking go.
This shit over with, bro.
Damn.
Let's fucking go.
Thank you. Say thank you, Turkey, for making you guys actually agree with each other.
Thank you, KO, but it takes aging like fine wine, nigga.
No, thank you, Turkey, for letting this shit happen.
I told you niggas, bro.
Fucking Mr. Pinot Grape over
there. Like,
that's crazy.
Fight Sports Talk, do you really think Usyk got a better resume than Canelo?
I'm finna listen to this shit. Y'all go here.
It's much better. His resume is much better than Canelo's. And
are you serious?
Big dog, we can debate this on my channel if you want someday. But I want to respond to Senior. Look, we've all got different opinions, but you're saying that you're acting like it's blasphemy. Like get out of here, man. Like it's an opinion. And if you really think Crawford has fought better competition than
I said Canelo.
No, I'm talking to Senior because he's the one who said that. He said that what I'm saying is blasphemous. But his best wins are Sean Porter, Gamboa, and Spence. Those guys don't compare to the guys that Usyk's fought in terms of Joshua, his cruiserweight run, and Tyson Fury. And Inoue's fought.
Who he fighting in the cruiserweight run?
Do you really want me to break this down now? Because this is going to take up the whole
time. Before y'all do, let me go to my homie Rolo. This is off topic of what I just said. So I just listened to it. I just listened to what happened, right? And basically, Bob Arum said they're in talks with PBC to make a bunch of fights in the future, including fights with Tank Davis. And then also they said that the reporter Sean Zattel asked him, is this in response to Turkey being in boxing and so forth and so on? And he said yes. So they're going to be collaborating together, which means a couple of things. Either A, Premier Boxing Champions is either about to have another network that they'll be doing fights on, which would be whatever network deal that Top Rank got. So that Warner Discovery talk they were having to be on Warner Discovery and shit, that may be in play, or it opens up the door to the possibility Top Rank may be coming over to Prime Video. So
that's what I think.
So just know that that is great for the sport of boxing. I want the same level of excitement that we get when Turki brings stuff together, because make no mistake about it, bro, these are the two best stables in boxing. When you look at the stable, you look at the stable of Premier Boxing Champions, both of these two have the most fighters. They have the best talent right now. And that is going to be a collaboration that can produce us so many great cards in the future. And we should all be excited about that announcement. So something to definitely keep an eye out for.
So I think he was talking.
I'm about to get fed to Tank.
Shout out to Willie with the 2-piece in super chat. 2 cents cooking, not gonna lie. Cooking senior. And then shout out to Big Supreme with the 2-piece in super chat. Anyway, said Tank is top 5 pound for pound, and Bug got Tank top 5. I got videos coming on that tomorrow. That's why I'm not talking about it in this live stream. But yes, I saw all that shit.
I think he was talking about Fundora and Zayas.
Shout out to Not Me with the 2-piece in the super chat. You hate Turkey that much? Yeah, bro, I don't like Turkey. I'm not one of these content creators who's gonna act like I like people that I don't like, bro. Like, I don't like that nigga, bro. He say, "Damn, KO, yeah, I don't like that nigga." Not me.
Turkey's still the future, y'all. So I don't think
that interview talking about Zayas and Fundora.
You don't need to ambush for anyone. We just want to see the best
fight. Why do I keep thinking Turkey's about to get out of boxing?
He's about to get into TKO and out of major fucking prize fights.
Turkey's not
he said he's only doing 18 months of what he's currently doing boxing hacker, where he's putting on these cards and stuff.
18 months of obligations. He says 18 months of boxing.
It's going straight to TKO.
He said 18 months of obligations.
It's not gonna work.
There's no more money.
Nobody think what's going on with this Ryan Rowley fight is getting stranger and stranger by the day.
It's super strange too.
Yeah.
Super strange.
First of all, it didn't make no sense from the jump, but everybody was rolling with it like it was cool. And then now it's like, well, what's going on? Like, he's saying it can't be no fans, but it's in the middle of the street. And then you can only come by invite. But what if everybody you invite don't come? Like, what that's gonna look like? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's weird.
Oh, it's stupid.
Hey, it's innovative though, right?
Let's let Boxing Hacker try to make sense of this shit. Boxing Hacker, go ahead.
So here's the thing: it's when you say it's weird, it's because it's innovative, right? It's different. It's like a different thing. So it's to say like, Turkey's trying to explore different avenues and different ways to make boxing more exciting. I mean, he's literally tying it to like Fatal Fury, the game, you know. So that's even interesting by itself, you know. So like, you know, when people say, "Oh, but this is not how it's supposed to be done," I mean, the old ways is the old ways, but now Turkey's trying to bring it more vibrant.
Exciting is by having fans there, bro. No one's gonna be excited when it's quiet.
No, but people may still watch it. They still be able to see it though.
No,
like the event is gonna be outside.
It is stupid. You do not do business. Be like, yeah, I can make money this way, but fuck it, I'm just not.
It's not about. So here's the thing. I keep hearing about money.
I can grab 20 M's at the door. Fuck it.
It's not about making money. I'm gonna kick your ass off this panel.
It's an investment. It's different. I keep saying it. It's an investment. Saudi is investing into boxing. It's not the same as
invest to do
Saudi is not.
Yeah, investments are long-term things. They're not based on like.
No, that you can short sale. You can do all kind of shit.
Yeah, you could. But what they're doing is long-term.
When you invest, what are you trying to do?
Trying to make fucking money.
Why you're investing for, right? So
Boxing hacker.
What are you trying to do?
Let me say this real quick. Boxing hacker.
Oh my god.
Boxing hacker. I'm not trying to cut you off, but it don't matter what you're trying to invest in.
Yeah,
having a fight in the middle of the street that people can't watch is ridiculous.
So let's see what. So before we cast judgment, this event hasn't happened yet. Let's see. I think they have
stop it. Just stop it, dude.
Let's see. Like you guys want.
I'm gonna tell you like I've been telling you. Like I told you, PBC and Top Rank was about to start working together more and more.
Yeah, that's up and down.
I I'm gonna tell you right now, this shit is going to fail.
We will see. We will see.
Millions and
that's your bet. I don't think so.
You gotta pay Devin Haney. You gotta pay Ryan Garcia, you gotta pay Teofimo Lopez, and you're not even charging for tickets.
Yes,
all
like I said,
overinflated salaries that
Why are
they
they in the
never
middle of the
draw
street?
money back in if they
y'all
were
are
eligible.
thinking about media return, like what promotion companies are doing. They're
I'm
thinking about investing.
gonna do a whole YouTube channel and I'm gonna do a whole YouTube show on Sunday morning. Look, I'm gonna do a whole 9 a.m. live stream, and I'm just not gonna hit the go live button. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Nobody.
No, you're not investing, right?
Just me talking boxing with nobody here. I'm just not gonna hit the go live button.
It's not the same thing, guys.
I'm gonna record a video tomorrow, and I'm not gonna upload that motherfucker.
But he should have did it in Central Park. He should have if he did it in Central Park, I'd have like that makes sense. Central Park
They're gonna
makes
be
total
crackheads
sense.
and
It doesn't make sense, period.
Zombies hanging out.
But
It makes
Sick and wild, bro.
Turkey's trying new things. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
you've been saying let's see about Turkey the whole time. Let's see.
Turkey's been doing good things. Hey, let's go more there. Yeah, he's been holding some good cards. Let's not do that.
Here's why we don't need to see.
They've been trash.
Keep saying let's see, but we don't need to see.
I got my dog Dark in the super chat. Hold up, man. I got my dog Dark in the super chat. He say Bud with the 10-piece. Shout out to my homie, man. He say Bud needs to realize the dudes he's begging to fight in Canelo said he only fought one great fighter, which is Spence. Only for Bud to dismiss Spence being remotely close to a Hall. I'm saying you just shitting on yourself. Like even if I don't believe it, bro. I'm gonna be like, yo, that nigga Spence cold, because I'm trying to bolster my own case, nigga. He's cold.
I mean, but just be honest.
And let me say this real quick, y'all, because
that's all.
Let me say this because it's so crazy. Like y'all sitting here saying, oh, the Earl's fans crying when y'all don't even realize we not crying. We just pointing out how dumb Terence making himself look. Like y'all can't even acknowledge that. Like y'all saying we crying when we're only pointing out how ridiculous what he's saying sounds. He's sounding crazy.
He made a statement. He gave a premise and gave the reasons why he believed that. It's not like he just said off some hating shit. He gave a technical reason why he thinks that Errol Spence won't make the Hall of Fame.
Hey, could I say one thing?
So I've never heard of stupid reasons before.
They can't give his honest opinion about something. I don't understand that. It's weird.
Hey, once you say Fight Sports Talk, go ahead, and then I want to go to Phoenix because he just got here. Go ahead.
I got to bounce, and you know we've debated on this whole Turkey thing in boxing and how I said it's good and everything. This news about PBC and Top Rank is great for boxing. Competition is good, so nobody can really be disappointed about this. And one way Turkey can't get away with overpaying these fighters so much because PBC, especially Top Rank, they're better at paying. They're better at making profits. So yeah, this is going to put Turkey on his heels, and that's good for us as fans. Anyway, thanks for having me, KO. Catch you guys later.
Always welcome.
All right. Yeah, man. This whole Turkey thing, like y'all know Einstein's definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Turkey's been doing that, except now he's doing it worse. Because to not even charge tickets, that's the crazy part. Like, because think about this. People ain't realizing it. What he's giving them is guarantees basically damn near the same that they would have got from their promoters anyway. But now they're taking that guarantee and nothing on the back end. Now, who knows what pay-per-view is going to do, if it's even going to be on pay-per-view, because that's a stacked weekend. Because we got them on Friday. We got Canelo fighting on Saturday. We got Inoue on Sunday. And if all three of them is going to be pay-per-views, you think people are going to buy 3 pay-per-views in one weekend at the same time? Exactly. And then we also got to look.
It ain't going to be Canelo.
You got to compete. You got to compete with all that. So and then who does that to themselves? Like, dude, this dude really don't know what he's doing in boxing, because I don't know of any promoter who gonna put multiple pay-per-views on in the same month. This dude doing it over a whole weekend and in 3 different countries. Like, come on. So this dude right here got
Canelo fighting May, Devin and them fighting June, and then Monster fighting July.
This could be
exactly
summer,
but he thought Cinco de Mayo would work out this way. It's not. Now, on top of that, the fact that they're talking about maybe doing the fights outdoors, do he not know that it's springtime? Like, what if that shit rain? They got a magic turf they're gonna put up over the arena. What he gonna do if he got it outdoors? This dude right here ain't planning out.
The Thursday before the fighting shit.
Oh wait, Albert
Exactly.
Einstein never said that, Phoenix.
So then we also got to look at who he's put on the card. We got Devin, Rolly, Ryan, and Tio. Like those are the most popular names at like 140 right now. And what's he paying them? And you keep talking about investments. Like, what's this dude getting back? Like to invest means you're getting something back eventually. And this dude knows what he's doing because he's been doing it ever since he got in, not making any money back. At this point, we either got to say he got all this money he don't know what to do with, or he's a sponsor. Because ain't no investment happening here.
Bro.
I was trying to wonder why he's in the middle of the street.
Albert Einstein never
right
said
on
that.
fire.
I don't know where you got that from. That was really weird.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over
I
and
heard
expecting
that.
change.
But Albert Einstein never said that. No, he never. It was attributed to him, but he never said it.
What
So
you
that was,
talking about?
I don't know what you got.
Hey, can I ask you something?
No, Einstein.
Let's go past that.
Hey, yo.
Quote.
It sounded genius, but it wasn't, buddy.
Hey, yo, can I ask you something?
Yes, you can, Don. You know you can
But
ask me.
why is it in Times Square in the middle of the street? Why is that fight there?
Because that's what he want to do. He want to have a fight in the prison.
Y'all
too.
like
You know what? The simplest answer is always sometimes the best answer, nigga. Because Turkey wants
Occam's razor.
Because Turkey
like
wants
lighting money on fire.
I guess,
like,
man. I would have attributed it correct.
I'm gonna put all these high price. Nigga, he just woke up one morning like, nigga, I'm gonna put all these high price fighters on one card, nigga. And put
it's a stacked card,
and I'm not gonna charge nobody nothing.
That's lit. I don't understand. Like people are gonna be able to watch a fight.
I don't mind it, but why is it in the middle of the street?
That's not lit. Generate revenue. It's shit like this is gonna make it even less popular, nigga. You need to be making money, bro.
No. It's different.
Yeah.
You guys are thinking about the American system. It's different for them. They're doing long-term investments. They're not looking for diminishing returns. They're not looking for that.
My God.
It's all long. Everything they're doing is for an
long-term play.
You're talking long-term, and he about to be done in 18 months. You're talking long-term, and he about to be done in 18 months.
You guys are over-exaggerating. He said he had obligations for 18 months. He never said he was.
I told you a long time ago the nigga ain't gonna last 5 years. I'm gonna be
okay. Let's see. But look, he never said he was done.
So you think he's gonna work with Dana White and the other people all at the same time when there's basically like direct competition?
I will quote what he said to you. He has obligations for 18 months. So what that means, he has planned out his 18-month strategy right now. Whatever happens after 18 months is he's gonna look at what happened in 18 months and he's gonna figure it out from there. But to say
here's a better question. You think the other promoters are gonna work with him?
He's gonna put his efforts into the league that he just created.
He may decide to work.
And when Dana White and him go try to do what they did with MMA, and you can't get those fighters to come sign to you, and your league is failing,
they got plans.
They're gonna get the fuck up out of here, bro.
They got plans too. Like at the end of the day, they got plans. Let's see. He may go.
They got bad plans.
Promoters. Who's to
Horrible
say?
plan.
But they
might have got somebody stable signed first before you came up with these plans.
Right.
He's not a promoter.
I just should have had some fighters.
He's a bad promoter.
He's not a promoter at all.
They see you coming from a mile away.
Turkey's not a promoter.
What Turkey is hoping is that this thing with Dana White, this thing that he's trying to do with Dana White, we got to remember. Y'all remember the Ultimate Fighter, that reality shit they doing? That's basically what this is gonna be.
Yeah,
because they're not gonna get. It's not what PBC is because they got top fighters over there. Here's what Turkey's doing with the pay scales that they got for this new thing that Dana White's doing. They're not gonna have no top fighters going over there. They're gonna be having people that's amateurs.
What do you mean with the pay scales they got?
Okay, you seem to be behind as fuck boxing happens.
Bro.
No, wait.
They put their whole pay scale and their whole plans on the boxing.
It's been out there for weeks. And you talk about what pays. Yeah, you know that part because you don't pay attention. So pay attention now.
Boxing Hacker likes to defend stuff he don't know nothing about.
Hold on, I got y'all. So Boxing Hacker,
exactly.
Their pay scale is if you're defending a title in their sanction in their little shit, you get $750,000. That's the most they make, and then it goes down from that. They're gonna have their own ranking system, and they're creating their own. It's literally exactly what the UFC was.
Yeah.
How can Dana White have the UFC pay them guys $1
one rate of pay and then have boxing and pay them more. You don't think the UFC guys would be
But
pissed off
here's
at
the one
his
thing.
other
on top
Here's
of
the
companies?
one
that,
thing about the UFC,
Come on,
guys.
bro.
Look,
on
one
top
thing
of
about
that,
the
like I was
UFC,
saying,
one thing about the
they're not
UFC
going to
is that
get no
you have
top
more
fighters to go
fighters
over
have
there.
to fight
They're
each
going to have
other.
to get up and
None.
Remember that.
comers.
So
They're
there
going
is
to
a
get
good side
amateur
to
people.
UFC.
This shit's
They're
a
going to be
dumpster
getting
fire,
amateurs.
and I
As
can't
far as
wait
the
to
Because
watch
fight
it,
guess
bro.
what? And guess what? They're not even gonna get amateur because you know Top Rank they give you $250 out the rip.
Facts, dog.
and
Yeah,
there's
They're
there's another thing that goes
snatching
into
up
ain't
that
no
too.
high level amateur gonna be like, yeah, I'm going over here where I can make
Yeah,
Do
$50,000
you know?
I'm
Do you know
going
what?
over
Do you know
here.
what other type of
Regardless.
people they gonna get?
Boxing Hacker, did you know they signing bonus at TKO is $5,000?
Yeah, so hey, does that decide
And
bonus?
on top of that,
I hear
on
you
top
guys.
of that,
Dale,
on top
as a
of that,
fight
Shit, I
fan,
made
here's the other
as a
thing.
bonus,
The only
if you take away
the
the
only
pay,
fighters.
and you look at it from the fight fan perspective,
your ass, by the way. But keep going.
no, Kale,
On the
hold
low,
up.
Yo, man, yo,
Kale,
Boxing Hacker, just
fight fan to
concede,
fight
bro.
fan,
Just
right? If you
concede.
ignore the
Stop
pay
trying to
scale and
make
just
Just,
look at it from
yeah,
the
bro.
perspective of
Just
fight
tap
fan,
the fuck out.
you
Live
like
to
the
fight another
TKO
argument, bro.
strategy
Like,
better,
damn,
right?
just tap out.
Because fighters have to fight fighters at the end of the day. Because at the
shout
end of
out
the
to
day, like it's just like
shout out
UFC.
to
Like you
And
Contrary.
it's
have
not
to
going to
fight.
be no
The
top
contrary.
fighters. It's not going to be no top fighters.
No, shout out
No,
to
but what you don't know what's gonna
ASBPTV with
happen.
the 5-piece in the super chat. My dog say shout out
Boxing
to
Hacker,
Big
please
Turk.
just tap out.
He got these guys finally working together. Love to see more boxing. Yeah, keep them working together. Now, I say that. Hey, come together and crush this motherfucker. I'm with you.
Yep.
So here's the thing.
I ain't
Now
got no
with
problem.
that system, yeah, I agree.
He's
The
an
money
evil
may not be
guy,
as
bro.
great. However, the strategy for making fights is a little bit better. One, it's not just gonna be like somebody who has huge backing by a promotional company that becomes famous. You know, it's gonna be like people just have to fight. That's what it is. So from a fight fan perspective, that strategy actually should appeal more to the true fight fan.
But
No,
you're not a
Well,
real
here's
fight
why it
fan. You don't
doesn't.
go to fights.
Here's why it doesn't.
Hold
Hold
you
up.
fighter, you let go of the
Here's
belt.
Here's
what
why it
happens.
doesn't appeal. Here's why it doesn't appeal. Because the only fighters he's going to get is the fighters that want to turn pro that ain't got no type of real team behind them to steer them in the right direction.
Yeah,
They're going
and
to
some
see
of the
that
fighters
money.
are good.
They're going to sign up there, and then they're not going to go nowhere. They're not going to go nowhere. The only way that they're going to get out of that is if they're smart enough to make sure that there's some type of exit plan or whatever contract they sign, so they can actually leave and go to Top Rank or Golden Boy or whatever other promotional company. And if they do have a smart team behind them, they're going to steer them in the direction of these promotional companies that have already been there. They're not going to have no smart team behind them, and the first choice is going to be, hey, let's go sign up for TKO. Nah, that ain't going to be it. And if you think that's going to happen, that's crazy.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. What you're not seeing, right? There are a lot of fighters who are really, really good that don't have huge backing. You know, a lot of times the people that have huge backing are people that just went to the Olympics. Or something. There are other fighters that are still really good that don't have that backing. Right now, it's
Are
going to be
people like you gonna support
Are you
those
really,
fighters?
really good if you don't have the backing?
You gonna support them guys?
Of course.
You're gonna go to those fights. You're gonna
because boxing is a poor man's sport.
fights.
So a lot of people can't afford to travel.
Let me say
A lot of
this,
people can't afford to
everybody
travel.
be quiet for a second, bro. Everybody be quiet for a second. Let me say this. That's few and far between. Most people that don't have backing that are not good enough to have backing. Every now and then you do get a diamond in the rough, but for the most part, these matchmakers, these talent evaluators for Top Rank, Premier Boxing Champions, Golden Boy, Matchroom, they typically be right about who the good fighters are. They be like every now and then you might miss one, and that's cool. That happens. But if that's what your business model is based off of, that you're gonna be the one to get all the diamonds in the rough. Number one, there ain't so many diamonds in the rough. Number two, for the most part, talent evaluators get shit right in boxing when it comes to who the good fighters are coming up. It just is what it is, bro. A Stain with the 5-piece. No biscuit and super chat. The court finally has a chance at being the face of something. Him Padley about to run TKO. Maybe his brother Keyshawn will share that real money. Yeah.
So here's the thing about when it comes to backing, right? A lot of times you see fighters, that's why you have fighters that have their fathers, right? Because the father will find a way to make things happen for their children, and even mothers as well. And they'll find a way to support them through their boxing career as amateurs. Some people don't have that. There are a lot of good fighters that don't even have that. They can't afford to just travel around and fight, but they can still
hear
fight.
what Knockout just said.
No, yeah, I understand. He said that.
Boxing
He said
hasn't
more
been
than a
living in
million.
fantasy land. He
I'm saying
thinks
there's
this is
more than
mystery.
No, he got a
You
fucking
really
twin
don't think
skull.
you really don't
There's
think these other
thousands of
promoters got
boxers out here.
scouts out there looking to say, hey, these are the guys to pay attention to.
Exactly.
Yes,
This
but
fucking
so what they're looking at as the international tournaments, national tournaments, right? They're looking at that. Some fighters don't even make it to that. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Some
they're not
fighters,
good enough.
Because they're not good enough to make
Because
it.
they
sometimes the
lose.
Right,
financial
because
They
they're
back.
not good
lose
enough
to
to
the
make
nigga
it.
that made it.
Look, sometimes the financial backing, and then in the pros, the fighters that you know well have big financial backing by their
Okay,
promoters.
let me
Dana's
break it
like,
down like this.
looking at
Let me
players,
break it down like this. This will help you understand the boxing hacker. This will help you
he don't
understand.
understand.
You ever done been to a bakery and seen them baking a cake, and after they carve it out, they got all that shit they scrape off and throw to the side. That shit they scrape off and throw to the side. That's what Turkey and Dana's gonna get.
Yep.
That's the fighters they gonna get.
Okay, that was
For
a
his
very
naps, and
interesting
then
analogy.
they're gonna have following and fans like you that don't go to fights, don't buy paper. Well, you buy pay per views. You say you do, but we ain't seen no
I'm gonna
proof.
say like this: like at the end of the day, what Dana's trying to fix is what's wrong in boxing. I do admit the pay scale
How
is
is
less.
Dana gonna fix what's wrong with
So,
boxing when he
so the
was
way
wrong
You
with
can't fix what ain't broke.
How
no,
he gonna
boxing is
fix
broke.
what's wrong with boxing
So,
when he was wrong with UFC?
so here's the thing: what he's
Same
trying to do
here.
is try to build something new. He's trying to build something new. So you can't fix the old system. There's too many sanction bodies, too many belts, too much politics already. You can't fix that. What you can do is build something on the side of that, build something completely different from the ground up.
Problem
And
is,
see
you
how
gotta
that
get
flourishes.
guys like me that know the fucking sport to
I don't
follow
know.
that new league.
I think today's boxing fan is weird because back in the day, people didn't like the fact there were so many belts. In
Are
one
you
division, you
calling
got
anybody else weird on
Back
the
in the
planet
day,
right
there
now?
wasn't so many
people
belts.
didn't like that. Like
It's
there
just
were
crazy
so many
work,
people.
bro.
Yo, imagine, right? Devin Haney was undisputed, right? That Tank Davis was always announced as a champion in that division. You see how that
He
like
was.
people didn't like
It
that. Like
is.
it's weird.
It's not
You
weird.
have
It
people
makes
that
sense.
have all
It's
these
not
belts.
weird.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that you don't understand. When you're the money guy, top opposition is going to want to fight you more than they want to fight the champion or whoever the mandatory is.
Exactly.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why Tank having that money has led to him being able to get not just bigger fights but bigger opponents. That's why you look at his resume at 135 compared to a lot of other people at 135, and ain't the same. Like the only people that you could say outside of his resume might be Lomachenko. When you look at comparing him to Devin, Lomachenko is the only person at 135 that you could say might be better than some of the people on Tank's resume. But even then, nah. You know, like and that's the thing. So looking at it like this, the problem in boxing, right now is the fighters. The fighters thinking that accomplishments equal money, and they're not promoting themselves. That's
But
the
they
problem.
should.
There's very no. It should. Well, yeah, we're not talking about what should. We're talking about what is.
Yeah, and that's why Dana's trying to change
But
things.
that's
why
not the
they're trying to be
problem.
smarter.
Here's how you fix this. This is how you fix it. People keep on blaming Floyd for messing it up, but he actually showed them how to do it. The reason that Floyd was able to make a lot of money is because in addition to boxing, he did things outside of boxing to reach other crowds. He had Justin Bieber showing up at his gym. He had Warren Buffett showing up to do sparring. He went on Dancing with the Stars. He was doing live streams talking to the fans. He went on WWE. He had a match on WWE. He had Triple H carrying his belts. He done did hella shit outside of boxing in addition to boxing to expand his reach and reach other people and marketed himself. Jake Paul has already done that. That's why he's making money in boxing right now. And people don't understand it. They are confused. Other fighters keep on blaming Floyd, but they're not following and doing that same thing. They're not reaching out. They're not trying to build their brand. They're focusing on just talking shit about other fighters, saying people is ducking them and all this and that, and saying they deserve money, but they're not doing those things to actually build their names up. If they did, they'd be making more money. And then we wouldn't have this whole thing where Turkey or some other guy has to come in with a whole bunch of extra funds that he's talking about he's throwing away.
So here's the
so
thing.
much money
When you
they
say
can't
Floyd
draw
Mayweather,
them
when you
to
say
Real quick, bro. Let me get Larry. I haven't heard Larry say a word. Larry, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling, Larry. What you got for the show, bro?
I said, I'm just tripping on Boxer Hacker, man. You know, I respect his opinion and all that stuff, man, but he like he just won't let Turkey go, man. He like one of them guys who got a girl out there doing everything. But he like, baby, I know she's still good. She out there with another nigga. She talking about, yeah, I know she's still good and everything. That's how Turkey.
Walking with his dick in his hand.
Y'all
Yeah,
now
I'm like,
diabolical, man. Y'all be
I
giving
said,
the most diabolical analogies. That's
you keep
hilarious.
talking about Turkey got a
Don't
long
say
term
that
investment.
word, bro.
Then he said at the 18 months, he said he'll figure it out from there. Then what's his plan at the 18 months? That's not a long term investment. Talking about at
No
the 18 months, we'll
obligation,
figure it out
not
from there.
investment obligation.
So
Like
here's the thing.
I said, man, that's crazy, man. I just tripping off of man. That man, Turkey, man. I feel the same way you feel about Turkey and whatnot. I was telling him, I got a homeboy all the time who me and him argue about it all the time, man. He said, I don't care as long as I get the fights and whatnot. I let man, he bad for boxing, man. I said the format he going on is not long lasting. That's like a nigga passing out teas on the block. Somebody buy your shit. He passing out teas, man.
Nobody
Yo,
got a problem. Nobody got a problem
some
with
weird
Turkey
analogies.
getting rid of the fans.
Look, but check this out though. When
Hold on,
you
what
say
you say 2 cents? Hold on, Boxing Hacker. What you say 2 cents?
Nobody got a problem with Turkey getting rid of the fans for the fight.
That's crazy.
I know it's supposed to be great for the fans.
The fans
you know why?
that he getting rid of. See, now this shit is smart now too.
None of these fools
The
show
fans
up.
that he get rid of are the fans that don't go anyway. Like Devin Haney
Facts,
fans,
dog.
like they don't really care. They bootleg
Hey,
and ride for a nigga 24/7 on the motherfucking internet, but never go to his fights. They doing that shit anyway, so they don't really care.
speaking of which, man,
They
hey, if
watch
100 niggas with Tim show up to stomp the crowd out,
but here's Phoenix. Here's something you're not mentioning. Right? One thing you're not mentioning. You gotta remember one thing, right? When you look at Floyd Mayweather, when you look at, let's say, a Tank Davis, when you look at like a Canelo, right? That represents the top, maybe less than 1% of the entire boxing community. You know that, right? As far as fighters, how many fighters are like starving artists right now? You know,
Yeah,
like
there's
at
a
the end of
lot.
the day, you're only looking at the top and say, oh, they should be like them. The top less than 1% of all fighters, right? And then when you look at when you think that,
let me ask you a question to your point. To your point.
Before I do that, when you take that top 1%, remember one thing about Floyd Mayweather. He fought Oscar De La Hoya. That was actually his stardom right there from transitioning his career to like true superstardom, was fighting Oscar De La Hoya, right? What happens when that top 1% doesn't want to fight certain fighters, like Canelo not want to fight Benavidez? What happens? They can maneuver because there's so many belts, there's so much promotional politics around it. They can just maneuver around that. However, what Dana is doing, you can't do that, because at the end of the day, even if you're the top person, everybody's on the same playing field. You gotta fight this person. Either that or you gotta drop the belt.
You live in fantasy.
Okay, not for my question. Now for my question.
He's trying to create versus
Hold
what's
on.
here today.
Okay, so Boxing Hacker, now for my question. Answer this. How does that prevent any fighter from doing what I said as far as actually marketing themselves and getting the name out there?
How does I never said that fighters couldn't market themselves. What's that got to do for
That was my main point. Floyd got out there, pushed his name, and did hella shit. He didn't just fight Oscar and then it blew up. Look at all the shit that I mentioned. So what's stopping other fighters from actually marketing themselves and pushing their name out there? You saying they got to wait for a fight for that to happen?
So check this out. What transitioned Floyd Mayweather was the Oscar De La Hoya fight. Make no mistake about it.
But what do you do to get that fight?
Okay,
hold on.
That your favor ain't willing to do.
Let me answer your question.
You're not answering the question right.
But guess what?
You're coming with bullshit.
Guess what? If Oscar had did the same thing that certain fighters do and maneuver around Floyd, there's a question if he would blew up the same way. You realize that, right? Because
So what's the actual point that y'all are trying to make?
So the point.
Okay, my point is this. My point is this: that fighters these days, the biggest issue in boxing right now, at least as far as I see it, is fighters and their desire for bigger paydays, because they think accomplishments equal money, but it's not the case. So I'm saying, what's preventing boxers these days from doing the things that Floyd did? Whether you want to say Oscar De La Hoya was the catalyst for that happening, it doesn't change the fact that Floyd did hella shit outside of boxing to appeal to other crowds than just boxers, whether it was music, whether it was WWE, Dancing with the Stars, live streams he was doing, even like the 24/7 that they did on HBO. Him and Oscar started that. He jumped on Showtime and was doing the all access and everything for boxing. And they hadn't even been doing all access for boxing all that much. I think, what was it, Robert Guerrero or Victor Ortiz, or who was it that did the first all access for boxing? But Floyd didn't just fight and then, expect that, oh, my name's going to get out there. He wanted to build his name. So that's why he pushed himself. So I'm asking Boxing Hacker, without a catalyst, whether like Oscar De La Hoya for Floyd, What's stopping other fighters from trying to push their brand? But they got to get a fight for that to happen. They're not doing that because they just talk shit and say people is ducking them.
Let me answer your question. Don't create a false dichotomy. They do that. Look at it. Oh, like Crawford, does he not go on interviews? When Crawford fought Spence, did they not do their own version of 24/7? Have episodes of how they're doing in training camp? They did all that. Does Shakur not do that? Does Devin not do that? They all do the same thing. They all do promotional events. They all do events. They all try to bargain their brand. I never said
you talk about Tank.
But like,
you talk about Tank.
Where you're saying only Floyd did that. No, only Floyd did not do that. What I'm saying is that even when you take that into perspective, right? You only account for the top 1% of the boxing community. You know, so how do you attribute for everybody else? All the boxers who are starving, we have to wait for certain fights. All the boxers who are in line to get these big fights.
That's what I thought y'all about. Hold on, everyone. That's what I thought both of y'all were saying. And so for me, this is what I think of it. I get where Phoenix is coming from, and I get what Boxing Hacker is saying. My thing is this though. Okay, now that we know that this is a top 1%, and okay, what about these other fighters? This is what about those other fighters. You understand where you're at, and you fight for what your true worth is. You go in if you got to take a sacrifice, if you got to take less money, if you got to be on the undercard, you put yourself and you keep trying to sell yourself. You keep telling people to come watch your fights. You try to put on good performances. You put yourself in position to where you can get to that next level. What's happening is, and I think the frustration with people such as myself, and where I believe Phoenix might be coming from is, well, at least, I won't speak for him. I'll let him speak for himself. Well, my frustration comes in at is people are skipping steps. So you marketing yourself, right? You want to be the big name. You're calling for this fight. You're saying people come get it. Come give me my opportunity. But then when given an opportunity to show that you want that by maybe taking less than what you think you were, maybe you might have to take a back seat and be the B-side. You're still demanding that $4 million, $5 million, $3 million when you can't even generate that. You're skipping steps. You want more money than what you actually bring to the table right now. And I think that's a huge problem. People are wanting to be overpaid and not doing what it takes to really get themselves in position to actually deserve the money that they're demanding. That's the problem, bro. That's the issue.
That's where I'm coming from. You got it.
Yeah, so that's a money issue, right? I get that. Like, you know, we can talk about the money issue all the time, but there are elements in boxing that have issues. The number of belts is an issue in boxing. Fighters not even getting opportunities to fight because they don't have the huge backing. It's an issue in boxing. The politics between sides of the streets was actually an issue in boxing. These are also issues that literally break boxing. Look at it. We had a whole franchise title out of nowhere, 135. Only so like certain fighters that could win a fight a certain other fighter. That was the only reason. A whole title that never existed, just created out in there.
You're 100%. You're 100% correct. But here's the thing: everyone's playing behind that, right? Everybody's dealing with that. And one fighter with that franchise tag saw the lay of the land. And to his credit, even though I'm not a fan of his, Devin Haney said, "Fuck that shit. Just give me the opportunity. I'll take what I need to take. I'll do what I need to do. Whatever it takes. Let me make sure I get this Kambosos fight. If I got to fight Loma in the third fight, if I got to take less money, then cool. I'll do what I got to do."
Mm-hmm.
And then he went and he got that.
Yeah.
Like you gotta like he marketed himself. He did what he needed to do, but then he took that extra step of proving that I'll do what I need to do to get this opportunity because I know what it can do for me if I'm able to win this fight. Guys aren't doing that though.
And I agree with you, but here's the other problem, okay?
Everybody's playing by the same rules, and only a select few. Oh, David Benavidez. Okay, I can't get my opportunity against Canelo. I'm not just gonna. Somebody got a lot of background, bro. Trying to figure out who he is. It was my dog D1. D1, that was you with a lot of background noise. I muted all y'all.
I was typing my.
No, KO, I agree with you, but here's the problem. If Kambosos had not won that fight, if Kambosos had not won, and either
finish what I was saying, bro.
Oh, my bad, brother.
And so for and then you got guys like David Benavidez, where I want my opportunity with Canelo, but in the meantime, while I can't get Canelo, give me the next best thing. Give me the next best fighter. I'll fight Morrell. I'll fight Plant. I'll fight Andrade. I'll fight Vosby. Shit, if I got to fight Callum Smith, I'll fight him, but I don't want it to be for the interim. So just give me the next best thing if I can't get the big fight that I want. But the majority of fighters They're not doing what Devin Haney did to get those goddamn Kambosos' fights. And a damn show not doing what David Benavidez is doing, giving us great possible fights while they wait on that big one. People are waiting on that big one fighting bums. They're not taking those steps. Floyd Mayweather fought dogs while trying to get opportunity at Oscar De La Hoya. I can't get the Oscar De La Hoya fight. That's cool. I'll fight motherfucking Corrales. I'll fight all these other motherfuckers while I'm waiting on fucking Oscar to finally give me my shot. I'll fight Zab. I'll do like niggas not moving how they need to move in order to build their name. They'd rather fight on the undercard and get the type of money that they want instead of fighting maybe as a main event, but not getting as much money, but at least you're fighting a better opponent and building your name even more. That's the fucking problem, bro. Shout out to World Animals with the 5-piece in the super chat. It says for the work. Y'all go ahead.
Yo, KO, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you, right? But here's the other problem with that, right?
Let me say something real quick.
Hold on. If Kambosos had not won that fight, or if that fight sequence between Lomachenko, Tio, and Kambosos went a different way, Devin Haney would never got the opportunity, regardless of what he was willing to give up. Remember that, because Tio said himself. Tio said, if I win, I beat Kambosos, I'm gonna freeze out Devin. He said that on live TV. You understand that? Yeah, he said that. So when that's why Devin was celebrating when he lost, because he said, "I'm gonna freeze out Devin." That was his words.
That's perfect.
Do you know why he said that?
The fact of the matter is, Devin still proved that he was trying to get the smoke, and he did
exactly.
But if guys are not doing that, bro.
Yeah, if only
that's all because we've been doing the boxing hackathon for a minute now.
Salute to you, bro.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, going back as far as the Dana White thing. I mean, of course, none of us know exactly what he's doing, but I think this whole notion of like the best fighting the best and feeling like the rankings is gonna determine who the best is. Like, let's take the Schofield Shakur Stevenson fight. Schofield was ranked number 2. But even by Shakur Stevenson's words, he was like, "Oh, he a little kid to me. His stamina was bad. His skills is not where they supposed to be. I'm levels above him. Like, he a little kid to me." Basically saying like he had no business even being in the ring with me for this fight. So those rankings don't necessarily determine who the best is exactly, because number 6 could be better than number 2, but they haven't had their opportunity to fight or show it yet. You get what I'm saying? So you can't just sit there and be like, "Oh, number 1 and number 2, oh, that's the best in the division." You can't definitively say that, which is why the fighters in the top 10 especially should be able to mix it up, and it should be cool. It shouldn't be like, "Oh, he ranked number 10. Well, he's in the top 10, because you can't definitively say, "Oh, number 3 is better than number 10. You can't 100% say that as far as boxing rankings go. So I kind of think the whole notion of the best fight in the best is like, they kind of selling y'all a dream with that, for real, in my opinion.
But I agree with that because of this reason.
Bitter, more like it.
Because it's still gonna be whatever's in the best interest of TKO, right? Like, so if I got 2 fighters and I got this champion, but the guy that I know is better is ranked like number 7, but the guy that's ranked number 4 is not as good, but I know he a bigger name with the fans and shit, nigga, you gonna stay number 4. I'm not gonna skip him over you. Let me go ahead and get this guy that's more popular, this goddamn shot title. Fuck what y'all talking. Like, it's gonna always be some bullshit, bro.
But they're not gonna be able to do it though. They're gonna
rank like when you TKO's rankings is gonna be whatever is in the best interest of TKO the company. The sanctioning body's rankings are gonna always be in the best interest of whichever promoter is gonna be able to pay them the most money to pay to play type shit. Which is why like fighters need to know this shit. And I maintain, bro, like, yes, you gotta market yourself. Yes, you gotta be you gotta be willing to put yourself in position to be successful, but more importantly, bro, you gotta be willing to show that you're willing to do whatever it takes to build your name. If that means taking on tough fights while you wait on your opportunity, you gotta do that. If that means you might have to take a little whooping in negotiations to get that fight with that big star you want, you may have to take that whooping. But what's happening is these guys that aren't as popular, them and their fans are finding a way to successfully tell the more popular fighter, tell the guy that's been putting in more work and has a bigger fan base, nigga, you the one that gotta capitulate. You the one that gotta compromise, because they want to see you fight me. So, nigga, give me what I want. Nigga, come over here. Let's do a joint promotional shit. Instead of putting the pressure on the guy that's not as popular to do what the Floyd Mayweather did to get Oscar, or do what Devin did to get Kambosos, niggas are now putting pressure on the more popular fighter to give in to the nigga that's not popular. And that shift is why we not getting a whole lot of fights, in my opinion, bro.
Yeah, I feel you guys, but here's the thing that what Dana's doing is gonna make it a little bit closer to what the rankings should be, right? If you're the number 3 guy, you gotta fight the number 2 guy. You know, piss or get off the pot. That's what he's trying to do. Like at the end of the day, like if we had Dana's system right now, we should see Shakur trying to fight Andy Cruz because Andy Cruz is what number 1 in his division right now. So those fights
Andy Cruz is actually ranked number 10 by WBC.
Ain't no white ain't above that shit, bro. Like, because at the end of the day, how many times Conor?
Or no, that's the other guy.
And pop right back up at the top of some rankings after all that time off. Now we get Conor that shot because Conor is a man. Dana White ain't gonna be. Oh yeah, like nigga, I got Shakur and I got Andy Cruz, but I got Andy Cruz ranked above Tank, but Tank want the Shakur fight. Nigga, I'm gonna make the Andy Cruz fight because my ranking says, man, that nigga about to give Tank that shot, nigga.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully he keeps to his word. Like I don't know. Hopefully he keeps to his word.
He already showed you that. Like it's been plenty of times he done looked over the no-name Brazilian dude or the no-name dude that don't nobody know and made fights for bigger stars and shit. BJ Penn stayed getting shots at titles and shit after getting his ass.
I feel like it's hard to stay undefeated in UFC. I feel like UFC fighters normally fight very tough competition, and you have to because how many fighters in UFC actually stay undefeated?
But it's crazy.
Like boxing, where like
it's crazy you saying this when Turkey
they're not gonna be done by motherfucking Dana White and what's in the best interest of them. Like at the end of the day, it could be 2 dudes. One could be ranked higher. Somebody else could be ranked lower. If somebody's way more popular and they feel like they can make more money, if that person gets to fight, bro, that's exactly what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. If that becomes a system, then I wouldn't like that personally. Because
I'm gonna say,
based on what he's saying, he wants to be away from that.
How are you saying that when he blocking the Benavidez Bivol fight right now?
Yeah,
I mean, well, first off, Benavidez should go to Turkey, right? I don't know. At the end of the day, Bivol has all is undisputed.
Benavidez but that doesn't mean he has to go to Turkey because Turkey doesn't run WBC and Benavidez is the mandatory.
The fight just happened because it's what's best for boxing, and that's what Turkey cares about.
And it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't be up to Turkey because Turkey can't control that.
So where will it happen then? So where will it happen now?
And more fight fans want to see Bivol versus Benavidez than Bivol versus Better Be 3. So shouldn't that fight just happen because Turkey is this guy that cares about the fans and wants to put on a fight for the fans?
But where will that fight happen?
Don't care about no damn.
Where will it happen though? To you, KO, in your opinion, where would that fight happen? Will it be a PBC card or will it be a Reebok season?
If Benavidez and Bivol happen, it'll be in America.
Right, but doesn't have to because
PBC.
the person who's undisputed is from Russia, right? And the person he's probably gonna want to work with Turkey. So like, you see how that works? Like, how's that? How the undisputed? And then we're talking about world titles. We're not talking about American titles, right? Like the person who has all the titles.
Just stop.
No, it's reality though.
You're not
you can't ignore that. Like Benavidez, Bivol is undisputed. Benavidez has a regular title.
Okay. What's your point?
Yeah. So the person
Benavidez doesn't have any title.
Let him finish because he's digging himself a hole.
So at the end of the day, Benavidez should go wherever Bivol wants him to go, right? To make that fight.
When Triple G and Canelo fought the first time, did they fight in Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan, where the fuck Triple G is from? When they fought for the first time at 160, did they fight where the fuck?
No, they didn't.
But Triple G he was like unified champion. Canelo wasn't the champion at 160.
Correct. No, they did.
But they fought where Canelo wanted to fight because Canelo was a bigger name than him.
But there's no proof that Benavidez is a bigger name than Bivol. You know that, right?
Hold on. Benavidez just did 150,000 pay-per-views with Dave Morrell. Bivol has never done close to that.
I don't know what
Benavidez is a bigger name. Benavidez is a bigger name in America than Bivol is in the entire world.
You can't say that. It's hard to say that.
Yes, I
can.
You can't. Bivol and Better Be flopped in both of their fights, bro.
We don't know where these things coming from. We don't know these things.
Oh my god!
If a fight got less than 6,000 people in the arena, what do you think?
Say that Turkey's cards flop just like randomly. Like, what are we talking about?
So because there's news reports to come out to show he's lost money.
Better Be in Bivol's first fight did horribly by all reports, and they switched it from being on pay-per-view to being on free. right? Or for being on pay-per-view to being free. Then the second fight, they switched from a 20,000 seat arena to a 6,000 seat arena.
Okay. Yeah. So
You think
what happened there?
it didn't flop?
No, I don't know what it did. I don't understand.
Okay.
Wait, let's.
In
I hear you guys,
America,
right?
no
You guys
buzz.
want to speculate that everything that Turkey do is failing, right? He's losing money. I get that. That's the whole notion here, that everything Turkey does is lose money. However, if we're just going to be realistic, we don't know the numbers they're doing, right? We do
We're
not
being
know.
realistic.
What we do know, is Duvall just beat the number one
Now,
guy in his
isn't there
division.
like
We
official
do now.
reports on it? Doing shit.
Hey, shout out to
they're-
Dre's Finest
they're
with the
private
5 piece
companies.
that says, I beat Jiminy Christmas. I done missed the whole show. My favorite boxing news content. KO, the next time you holler at them Bammers at YouTube is on, you dig? Yeah, I got, bro. They've been tripping with my notifications and shit.
Yo.
Shout out to ASVP TV with the 2 pieces super chat. LOL Benavidez got to cross that pond. No, he don't. He's fine where he's at. Shout out to ASP TV back in the super chat with the 2 piece. They've all already done what Benavidez is trying to do. Oh, so nanny boo boo. You don't
Yeah,
get no
but
time.
Revolve versus Baturvia was huge. Like, I don't understand. Like,
No,
Houston,
it
Russia,
wasn't.
No, we talking about
Russia's a whole
Canelo.
country that wants to watch it. What are we talking about?
No one.
Less than 6,000 people in an arena is not huge.
You're not looking at it in the correct way. You have to look
You
at
guys
it as
are
casual.
looking at it from the
Boxing
idea of
hacker,
just being
listen,
Americans.
boxing hacker.
Everything
Boxing
rotates
hacker.
around America. That's not how it is.
If it was
I'm not talking
huge,
about America.
people
We're
would have
talking
been
about the
getting
actual
on
arena.
planes and flying over there to go to attend the fight if it was that big of a fight.
Boxing
Nobody
hacker,
here went there.
Boxing hacker, it's so
Nobody.
It doesn't mean it wasn't a big fight. What are we
Boxing
talking
hacker,
about?
you don't
Okay.
understand what
You don't know
are
what a
trying
big
to tell
fight
you.
is.
You're listening.
Listen,
That's
okay, you
the
can say
problem.
that maybe
You don't know
you can
what
say
a big
Canelo
fight,
wasn't
the
as big, right?
definition
There's
of a
big
big
on
fight.
paper and there's big with money. They don't mean the same thing. What's big on paper is not always big in the pocketbook. That's what you're
What
not
means a
getting.
lot to
Here's
you
the thing: when you
don't
talk about
necessarily
big,
mean a
Boxing
lot to
hacker,
everybody
casual
else.
fans
when you
dictate if
talk
a
about
fight
big
is big or
fights,
not. That's who
most
dictates
boxing
if a fight
fans
is big or
watch
not.
Bivol versus
Casual
Beterbiev 1 and 2.
Casual
That's
fans,
undeniable. That's
hacker,
been a
not
fight.
Most boxing fans,
Casual
how come it
fans.
didn't do 4.6 million like
We
Floyd and
don't know
Pacquiao?
how
Most
much
boxing
it did.
fans.
Boxing
We know how
hacker.
much it
We
did.
would
Why was
know
the
if it
arena
did
not
that.
packed?
Okay, I'm
You
gonna put
gotta
this out
change
there. I
your
want
handle
you
to
guys
panel
to
hacker, baby boy. You gotta change your
hold
handle
on.
to panel hacker. Hunter been trying to
Boxing
talk. You've
hacker,
been
let
talking over.
somebody else talk, bro.
You've been
Hold on.
talking over him the
I'm
whole
just posing this
time.
question.
Salute,
The
Thomas.
zone, right? And these people are private, right? Okay, where are you getting numbers from? If these people are private about their numbers, where
Boxing
exactly
hacker,
did
we
y'all
not
get the
about
They're
to
numbers?
not
go
too
down
private
a
about the
rabbit
number.
hole.
The
Let's talk about
1.46
it.
billion in the
Everybody
hole.
knows the numbers.
Tickets
One by
sold.
one, Phoenix. Where'd you get the numbers from?
Boxing hacker, we not about to go down a rabbit
Because the
hole.
numbers are it's totally private. They
Turkey,
never
if
release
you
It's
them.
not
hear the
totally
news,
private. Their
Okay, where we
earnings,
get it
they
from?
put out the
losing
zone
Okay.
as of December. The zone as of December reported they're $1.46 billion in the hole. They losing money like they ain't got nothing better to do with themselves.
Bro, that has nothing to do. I said the event.
The event. Okay,
The event.
let me ask
They
you
just
this.
broke
Oh my
down.
god.
They
Great
originally
events still be
thought.
losing money. You know that, right?
Okay, let a big event. A big event
Because
is
a
one that
big
people
event
show
still
up for.
yes.
An event is big because of the people who pay money to get in, not because of how much you spend on it. If you want to call it big, in that sense, it's a big waste, not a big event.
What?
Okay, can I explain this to Boxing Hacker? Boxing Hacker, I've been trying to say
Yes.
this.
Yeah, brother.
Listen, casual fans dictate if a fight is big or not. Not us, not the people who will come on panels, not those people. We're more of an outsider, but we have an inside
Facts,
track into we understand boxing and not well,
Okay.
we like boxing. Casual fans, if you don't get the casual fans involved, you're not having big fights. You're having paper big fights, but you're not having big fights where people
Okay.
are talking about it in the barbershops, on the street corners, little old ladies talking about. I've heard little old ladies talk about Tank. I ain't never heard no little old lady talk about Bivol or Benavidez.
You're in America. You're in America, bro. Okay, Piana, let me ask you a question. Piana,
Be
how many
quiet.
casual fights?
Boxing hacker, be quiet.
You're smarter than that.
Oh,
You're
Piana, let me
acting
ask you.
stupid. You're acting stupid, but you're smarter than that, and you know better. And you know
Piana, let me ask you a question.
Perspective we can give
Let me
how
ask
good
you a
it does
question,
in
Piana.
America.
This is
where
just
we
a simple
fucking
question.
live.
Y'all let me get somebody new. Boxing hacker, you
Yeah, I'm about to get off anyway. Look, Piana, I just want to ask you this.
Thank
How many
God.
casual fight?
Round one.
Let's
How many
go.
casual fans
No,
in
round
Russia
one,
watch the
what's up?
fight, Piana? Do you
Hold
know?
on, Boxing hacker, just stop, bro. Round one, what's up, man? Welcome to the panel. What you got for the show?
Oh, what up? No, I was just wanting to put in my my 2 cents in the whole TKO shit, because I'm a fight fan. I like watching boxing and UFC, and not just that. I'll be watching a lot more shit. But Yeah, there's only two ways that's going, bro. But it's gonna take time. It's gonna it's gonna do okay and well like the UFC and gonna be on a good platform, or that's just gonna sink and not even float. That's just gonna just sink. And it's gonna be like Power Slap. Like I don't know if you guys heard of that, but that's a Dana White shit.
Yep.
Power Slap.
The
Yeah.
bitch slapping tournament.
That shit was on TBS, bro, on TV, right? So it was on TBS, then it was like on Rumble or some shit like that, like some free app shit. So it could be flopping like that, you know. So that's where I think my 2 cents is, and then especially Dana White now. Like back then, I mean, I criticize him a lot too on shit. Not gonna lie, especially this power slap shit. I'm like, I don't want to see two dudes slapping each other, you know. But how do you think when he bought the UFC, tried to put it in New York and shit, and people are like, man, no one wants
The
to see two
measure.
men cockfighting each other and tulling, and, you know, shit like that. So he's always had the same backlash, you know, whatever, if it is human cockfighting or just bitch slapping each other in the face, you know. So that's it. But to me, if he's not gonna, we go see his shit on Tubi or you know, YouTube and shit like that for free, you know, because no one's paying for that shit, you know. Like the UFC right now, their pay-per-views aren't doing as good too, you know. So yeah, ESPN
It's
might even drop them too, like they might drop Top Rank. So we might see fucking UFC and Tubi. We don't know.
the fighting's
Hey,
never been enough. The general public's gotta like a person to watch them fight, and that's what matters. You gotta have
Yeah,
superstars.
I'm
But
about to drop
D1,
off, guys, but I just wanted to ask
that's
a
what
question.
they
hey,
don't
real
want.
quick, bro. Look, salute to all y'all, bro. I just heard my garage door opening, so I'm about to go hang out with the wifey on a Saturday. We about to turn up on a Saturday. Look, salute to everybody that came through in the super chat, everybody that hopped up on the panel, everybody that pulled up on me. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Your boy is out of here. Thanks for pulling up on me on a Saturday afternoon. Now it's time for me to go hang out with the wifey. Special shout out to everybody that came through and showed love today. I appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all on the next one, and we out of here. Peace, y'all.